City's home for hometown sports. 800 CJBQ presents the OHL playoffs as the Belleville Bulls take on the Barrie Colts. Brought to you by the Big E at Eastern Overhead Doors. Nobody knows garage doors and openers like the Big E. By Ultramar, turn up your comfort with home heating oil. By Belleville Volkswagen, North Front Street next to Harvey's. Das Auto. By Mackey Insurance, let their family serve your family. By the Great Canadian Oil Change, Walmart Plaza, Trenton. And by the Family Dental Center.
4 teams will face elimination from the Ontario Hockey League playoffs tonight, all down 3 games to none in their respective series. Of course, one team facing elimination different from the other 3 in that team, should they be eliminated, will be done in the Ontario Hockey League. For Kingston, Kitchener, and Saginaw, they will play another day. Tonight, it's going to be another emotional night, probably akin to the final regular season game with 3,700. I don't think we'll see that many tonight, especially after 2,300 last night. But clearly a much better crowd is already in the seats, and I've already talked to many who have come thinking that this will probably be the last home game for the Belleville Bulls. Should they persevere tonight, of course, there's Saturday night in Barrie, and the chances of a Game 6, possible, but likely, well, I guess time will tell. First, they've got to get through and win Game 4. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jack Miller, along with Paul Svoboda and producer Devin Bellinger. Back to the Yardmen Arena. Might be the final time we say that, Bones, so the whole realm of finality has definitely permeated through the crowd, certainly through our day, and I don't know if you've been thinking about it the way I have been today, and like so many others, but obviously a historic night, particularly for those who were here on the first night back in 1981 to the OHL, and even in 1979. I don't know, Bones, there's so many thoughts that went through my head trying to do my commentary today, and it was like, what do you do? What do you say? And I guess it's going to take time to sort out.
Well, I mean, just myself, I just thought about it the other night. I turned 57 in May, and I've covered this team for 24 years. That's almost half my life. And then I thought about you. You've covered the team for more than half your life.
36.
Yeah. So that says it all in a community like this, and that's all you need to say. I mean, it's part of our lives. It's been part of our lives. It's been a real great, enjoyable, huge part of our lives. And as I said to somebody the other night too, where else in this region do 2,000 to 3,000 people get together 1, 2, or 3 times a week? Nowhere else. And that says it all. We see people here through the week that we never see for the rest of the year, and we feel like close friends.
Absolutely, and that'll be the part that friendships don't just go away because the team goes away. But at the same time, the hundreds of friendships forged down over the years, and that ended up being basically the basis for our commentary when we got down to it. Then I started thinking of the people who had come and passed away, so many great supporters down over the years. There were the Soul Brothers, Tommy Gavey, Johnny
the Swinging Soul Brothers.
Yeah, the Swinging Soul Brothers, Russ and Ted, and
Tommy Gavey,
the great characters and personalities that we were so fortunate to work with. But you and I will have that opportunity to perhaps expand. It's going to be a tough night, friends, and we hope you'll bear with us as we go through this evening. But business first, and that is George Burnett. Coach's pregame show is next.
Wake up from a stress-free, memory-free dentist appointment. With IV sedation at Family Dental Center, you can get all the dentistry you need finished in as little as 1 visit. Dr. Ramez at Family Dental Center is qualified to give you a stress-free appointment with IV sedation. To learn more, visit them online at FamilyDentalCenter.com. Family Dental Center, we bring smiles tonight.
Welcome back. Coach's pregame show and George Burnett. This could be our last. Obviously, we hope that that's not the case. You've coached in this league 1,300 games. You've coached in the NHL, the AHL. When you get down into these circumstances, does it ever get easier when you know that the prospect of elimination is facing you?
Well, no, absolutely not. I think you're dealing with kids, and I think you try and send the message all year long of the importance of each and every night, and the messages that are sent, little things like body language and right through through the full gamut, small things, big things. But the bottom line is I believe that we have a young group of guys that aren't ready to go home, and there's it's one of the worst. And you and I have talked about this. This is probably one of the worst things that you have to do as a coach in this league is to tell guys they can't play tonight, kind of thing. And everybody wants to be in there. And when you're fully healthy, and it does have some challenges to it. So it's no fun to be telling kids that have played well and have played lots that they can't play. And tonight's one of those nights, and everybody wants to be in there. I think we saw a lot of emotion in the game last night in a lot of different ways. And emotion in the crowd. We saw emotion on both benches and coaches, I'm sure, as well. And as I said, in the big scheme of things, does it matter as much as a lot of the other things that are going on in the world? Probably not. But it's our job, and to these kids, it's their season's on the line tonight. And I know that they were here this morning, and we're hungry to kind of get back and get ready. And I think it's good that we're playing today, and we're not waiting for 2 or 3 days to play. I think it's good to get right back at it. And the start of the hockey game tonight will be the biggest challenge, I think, is just to kind of regenerate the energy and the excitement that we saw in our game last night. I think we played, or I know we played well enough to win. The benches were very short last night because of the large number of penalties, and whether we like it or we don't, that's the way the game went. And as I said, I really think that we're going to get David back tonight. Mayor's going to come back in the lineup tonight. That we'd like to get everybody involved and keep our shifts short and try and energize what appears to be a pretty good crowd here tonight and have a good start. And the team we're playing is a good team, and they kind of stay with it. And I'm not sure how they viewed the game last night, but we had certainly our fair number of chances. From a shot standpoint, we generated a ton of shots. Their goalie was really good last night. He made some big saves. He made a big save just before they won the game in overtime on Welly, and a couple on the cycle just before that, the first shift of overtime. So I think it's important that we try and get to them, and we gotta put a chink in the armor. There's no question about it. And they've got some veteran people there that have been down this road before, and to put a little doubt in their minds. Stealing game 1 or game 3 last night might have done that, but we expect them to be a real good team here tonight, and they probably want some rest, and we're going to try and make that tough for them.
As you said, you're dealing with kids. They talk about a 60-minute game. Your team was pretty darn close to that last night, certainly a lot more better minutes than what we saw from the Barrie Colts, and yet you don't get the results that the team really should have earned based on that performance. How do you handle that with younger players who saying, what have we got to do?
Well, I think we got to talk about the good things in the game last night. There's things that certainly we have to correct, but we could put a whole lot of negative things in front of them and find a whole lot of stuff that maybe wasn't very good. But I think some guys that didn't play particularly well at times I think responded and finished better than they started, or if they had a bad shift, they went out and got better. I think there was 14 power play situations last night. I mean, that's half the game. And those kids that are playing on the so-called third or the fourth line, they don't get a chance to, maybe be the impact. And it's tough to stay in it when you're not getting over the boards. And I understand that. It's no fun to do that. But I think the way the game went and the way the guys responded, the big kill we had there to start the second period, 5-on-3, was, outstanding and against their club. And it gave us a big lift to find a power play goal during the period. People will say, well, the power play let us down. Well, sure it did, but it wasn't because we weren't generating chances last night. There was a lot of chances. And can we be better in certain areas? Absolutely. Can we get the puck back after we've lost it? Absolutely. Can we win more draws? Sure. I don't think you can reinvent the wheel when you're in the midst of a series. I think you tinker, you tried little things, and I thought some of the things that we tried to do last night that were different from game 2 worked in our favor. We did some good things there, but we still understand if we're going to be a super aggressive club or take chances, they're gonna burn us, and especially on the big ice here with their speed and their skill and their poise and patience that they have from some key veteran people. So as I said, the start is key. The opportunity to get right back in there and be hungry about going back to Barrie on Saturday night is got to be at the top of our list.
Absolutely. 5 goals scored throughout the 3 games. 3 on the power play. So I guess that's one of the good news stories. At least you've had a power play goal in each game. How much of it is Blackwood?
Well, he's played well. I think you're looking at, 2 of the better goaltenders in the league. I think he's played. I think we got to make life a little more difficult than we have for him. I think he's getting out above the paint, and we got to make it tougher for him to get out. I think we're still off to the side of him a little bit. He's seeing a lot of shots. Our shot selection last night was a little bit better, but we're still not getting a lot off the rush, and that's because we're, they're winning the middle of the ice. We're not getting through the middle of the ice and pushing their D back, and he's a talented player. I think the areas that we've tried to relay to our guys that will help us get pucks past him if we use certain areas. I think we've seen positive things throughout the series. The goals that we've scored have all been a similar type of nature where he's not a guy that lets a lot of stuff in up top, and we've got to use the bottom of the net, and he's a big man. So we got the traffic. I think if you look at our list, generating goals is one of the biggest things we're going to talk about in our meeting here in a few minutes, and that doesn't have to be complicated. That can be very quite simple, in fact, but I think it requires the guy that carries the puck through the neutral zone and over the blue line to make a decision. And right now, I think we're hanging on a little bit too long, and they're basically taking us down too low, and nothing gets done. And we got to make some better choices earlier in the rush.
You mentioned David Tomasek back tonight. How's he feeling?
Well, better. You missed 3 days of being in bed, and he had a good skate yesterday, good workout last night, good rest, did a good skate this morning. Looked good. Was firing bullets this morning, so we're hopeful that he's going to start a little lower down in the lineup. But as I said, if he looks strong and fit and feels good, then we're going to push him up because he's a guy that can generate some goals for us.
Don't know if anything will follow tonight in terms of the relationship, obviously, with the Bulls, the city, you and I, but thank you for everything.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope it's not the last time we have a discussion. We're looking forward to Saturday night.
Second the motion. George Burnett, Coach's pregame show. We're back after this.
Okay, sir.
So, are you back on your feet? We are. The fire destroyed everything, but I've got to say, Malcolm Brothers did all they could to make it all okay. They weren't only there to clean up and rebuild, but they were professional and understanding.
Malcolm Brothers, your emergency disaster restoration professionals with over 50 years experience in fire, smoke, water, and mold. From cleanup to restoration, call family-owned Malcolm Brothers, proudly restoring your community with integrity and compassion since 1954. Proud member of Buy Locally Owned. The first period of today's game is brought to you by Great Canadian Oil Change, the drive-through warranty-approved 10-minute oil change, Walmart Plaza, Trenton.
Electric tonight, much better crowd than what we saw here last night. Basically, same lineups, a couple of different changes for Belleville with Tomasek back in the lineup and Ming. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Family Dental Center, Belleville, Frankfurt, and Coburg. Mackenzie Blackwood, who's had a tremendous series for the Barrie Colts. 3 games with a 1.65 average, 3-0 record, .955 save percentage, and he's faced 112 shots on goal, so he's been splendid. And in goal for Belleville down to my right, Charlie Graham, 4.32 average. It's a bad number, but keep in mind the 8 goals when he was stranded in Game 2 with the 5 power play goals against. 882 save percentage. Cole Candela, Jake Bricknell, Jesse Saban not dressed for Belleville. Brendan Lemieux, a 41-goal scorer and an agitator to boot, is out with the broken hand, or at least a hand injury. Belleville in black, they have possession of the puck to my right. It will be played across to Lemke, and he'll immediately ice it. And so a face-off in the Belleville zone, just 11 seconds into this game. And so here we go with what may be the final game in the OHL, at least for some time, in this building. Face-off is to the right of Charlie Graham. Garrett Huey line is out, along with Scott and Nozad. Bulls win the draw. It's up to Gustafson, looking for Lashram at center. He gets stopped at the Barrie blue line, and now played back the other way. And here's a long incoming shot right on by Scott, and the first save of the game by Charlie Graham. And so Barrie obviously won't. They want to see if Graham's got any jitters under the circumstances, being down 3 games to none.
Well, he shouldn't. He played great, I thought, last night. Bulls had their chance, and in the overtime, Blackwood made a tremendous save. It comes back the other way. That's just the luck of the draw. I thought Charlie Graham was pretty solid after that first goal, as Blackwood was.
Absolutely. He wasn't as busy as Blackwood, but shot quality was definitely just as high as Barrie's. No, he was. He was outstanding. Jordan Subban behind his net, backhands it off the boards and just out. Jordan -5 in the series, and he's not alone because so is Michael Cramarosa, as well as Brett Gustafson. And that might be the reason that George Burnett has broken up Cramarosa and Gustafson tonight. Cramarosa will play with Harper and Welichka on the left side, and Gustafson's been moved from the right to the left side with Petty and Lashram. At center ice, number 10, Joseph Landisi, hero of last night's game. Into the slot, LeBanc, a shot swept down by Charlie Graham.
It's always a good sight to see for your goaltender to make a good glove save to start the game. You and I talked about it last night, Jack. The glove was really working for Charlie Graham and Mackenzie Blackwood. And good glove there by Charlie Graham.
Face off to the left of the Belleville goal, and Welichka on the draw opposite Blandisi. And the Bulls have got possession, and they're going to be forced to make a play as Ewell will come away. Looking for Cramarosa. He can't hang on to the pass. Then he gets bumped off the near boards by Ben Harper. Grabbed in the near corner by Welichka. Fades off to the near side. Gets a long shot on goal. And the first stop by Mackenzie Blackwood. Puck comes free, and Jonathan Laser will feed it on to center ice. Blandisi for LeBanc. And LeBanc never got across the line, and it was called offside. Pass was behind him, but he never got in the zone. Ryan Carroll and Seth Ferguson are the referees. Justin Harrington and Mike Hamilton are on the lines. I'm kind of hoping Andrew Brown would have got the team tonight on the lines, but he was here last night. Bulls with it back in their own end. Morris is paired off along with Jack Hanley. So the youngster getting an opportunity tonight. He has sort of been in and out along with Candela and Saban, the young defenseman. Luff can't get it through the point. Bulls don't want to start with these giveaways again. It's deep in their zone, and Colts are pretty adept at getting to the puck as they do. Bauman with a shot, and it's redirected just in front of the Belleville goal. And back to the blue line. It will be fed across by Radke into the right wing corner. James gets cut off on the wall by Brandon Sagan. It's chipped away, but the Colts will retrieve it in the near corner. Trice has got it. Goes Rick wide left side. There's a drive off the post by Prophet. Another shot sent just wide. And Barrie's come out just shooting from everywhere. Now the turnover by Bauman as Sagan gets up to the blue line. He'll sidestep Tarek, playing it on through center, and Luff has got it on the right wing. And he'll try and center, and it's going to go on past Fox. Luff from around the net tried to jam it through. Short side is blocked and now cleared away by Barrie, and they'll take the icing call.
Well, Bulls dodged the bullet there. Some big-time pressure. And that's the thing with Barrie. You and I have talked about it since the start of the series. 5 guys with almost 200 goals. So, you know, you deal with the first line, then you got the second line. And just pressure. Bulls got a bit of a break there. One off the pole, and they're still tied at 0.
And off the draw, Barrie zone. It skitters back on Blackwood, and he'll make the stop. And so the pole doesn't count as a shot on goal, but nonetheless, it was that close. And it seemed to double up a little bit. They come off with another face-off win in the Barrie end as Nicky Petty rotates it to Lashram out of the left wing corner, jamming it short side. It may have gone off the post and Karam's to the far side. Back to the line, Lemke. His shot missed the net, and it will power its way up. And here is Stephen Nozad coming on through center. Barrie's offside. They don't call it. And now it's in the far corner. Now in behind the net. And working through, we've already seen a couple of missed calls by the linesman. Pass out through center, and that's going to go off the far boards right back on Blackwood, and he'll smother it.
Well, the Bulls have to put pressure on Barrie. They react badly. They take a lot of penalties. The most penalized team in the league. Go to the net. Go hard. Be aggressive. Be smart. Belleville forced Barrie to take 10 penalties last night against only 5 for Barrie that ended up in power play situations. They got to do that again tonight if they want to have a chance to stay alive.
That's half a game's worth of special teams. That means a lot of players didn't get off the bench. Brett Wolichka retrieving a loose puck, puts it out in front of the net, looking for Stephen Harper, who's tied up by Laser, and the Colts regroup it, and they'll bring it away. Ben Harper just behind his line, giving it away from the forward-checking Michael Cramarosa. Now it's spilled across, Mangiapane for LeBanc, and centered out in front, back to Ben Harper with a shot, and that one is deflected into the near corner. Mangiapane with it, lost it, kept in by Harper at the blue line, and his shot will be directed wide of the net. Michael Cramarosa's stick is broken, and so with play deep in the Belleville end, they would do well to do whatever it takes. Played softly at center, and it bounces to Jordan Subban, who's looking for Cramarosa, and the pass is deflected away. LeBlanc comes back on the right side, dealing it off for Blandese into the slot for Mangiapane. He scores! Backhand shot far side of the net as Charlie Graham was right over against the low post, and he gave up the entire far side, and Mangiapane has his third of the playoffs. That's not unlike the goal last night.
I was just going to say, exactly, far side backhand. They make it look so easy, Barrie. They just have so many weapons. They're so comfortable on the attack. And it just looked like a routine play and a routine shot.
So the whole line, Blandese and LeBanc come through with the assist. And really, Charlie gave up the whole far side of the net. He was right tight against the near post and with his butt back in the goal. And that made for a lot of wide open space. And Mangiapane, a 43-goal scorer in the regular season, wasn't going to miss it. Bulls are back in their own end. Shots are even at 4, and Belleville in an early hole. Cleared off the far boards, back in behind the Barrie line. And Bauman hits it out at center. It's picked off in the neutral zone by Sagen, but then he turns it right back again, and the Colts will get it in by way of Profit on the right wing side, and now they're going to change up. Into the near corner, Brody Morris picks it up. Throws it ahead for Mo Kalella. Gets in across the line and gets bodied off the puck by Carbonera. It rolls back in the corner, whipped ahead by Anderson, left side, and advanced on through to Webster to the line, and called there against the Barrie Colts.
Well, and the problem with the Bulls this season, and it's not unlike certain other seasons, you made a good point last night, Jack. If they get behind by 1 or 2 goals, then you start, as an onlooker, you worry because they don't score a lot of goals. And it becomes very, very difficult. So the key now is for Belleville to either keep the Barrie lead only to 1-0 and chip away, or, better yet, try to tie it up. But these guys don't get a lot of goals, Belleville, so it's tough.
And it's been like that for years, where offense has been at a premium, and that's been one of the issues here, that they have not been able to come up with real top-flight offensive players very often. Carrick brings it in with a shot that's deflected out of play, and let's face it, Belleville has 5 goals in the whole series. That's it, and 3 of them came on the power play, so only 2 at even strength.
We were talking in the office the other day, and somebody said, "Hey, Bones, who was the last 50-goal scorer for the Bulls?" And I said, Tyler Donati. 8 years ago.
That was the last 40-goal scorer.
And that I don't even remember. Yeah. some 30 goal scorers in between. That's a good point. Because not every team has a 50-goal scorer at any time, but you're right.
There's only 2 in the league this year, so it's not common.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even 40-goal scorers, there are a couple of them. Brendan Gaunce had 30-plus one year, and here's the loose puck back inside the Barrie zone. The Gustafson gets chase against Ben Harper. Seems like those two have been battling it out since game 1. Now it's Leishram into the corner and moved out of there by Gustafson right into the middle, but nobody was there, and the Colts bring it back. Left side for Scott, back into the slot for Huey. Check, he'll feed back to the blue line to Laser, and his shot right on goal, and Charlie on his knees will make the stop.
One thing I like about the Bulls in this series, at least here, last night and tonight, they're allowing Charlie Graham to see the puck. And that was another good example. Lemke moved his check from the shot lane and allowed Charlie Graham to see the puck and make an easy save.
Face-off will be in the Bulls zone to the right of Graham. The 50 goals by Tyler Donati.
54,
It was 54 in the 2006-07 season. Belleville's only had one other 50-goal scorer in this century, and that was Randy Rowe in 2001. He has 56. Here comes Belleville over the line.
How'd you like to have those two guys back in the lineup?
Well, for tonight, I love it. Now it's going to be Gustafson looking for Bicknell, and again, Barrie's got their sticks in the lane, and they deflected away.
That big roar from the crowd was Gustafson just leveled number 3 for Barrie. He just creamed him, and it's like a physical mismatch, but size isn't everything.
Glad to hear you say that.
I was hoping you would say that.
1-0 Barrie in the lead. 7 down in the opening period, trying to go coast to coast. LeBanc, and he is stopped. It's cleared out at center. And LeBanc reaching for it, slaps it. It's off a Belleville stick and kicks back to Ben Harper. And the Colts taking their time as there's one forechecker in. That's the thing. They've got such an easy out. It's all well and good to load up in neutral zone, but you're not going to get turnovers on that forecheck. Grammarosa after a puck deep in his own end. And then slides it into the feet of Stephen Harper. He recovers it for Ewell, and now here's Wolichka. Subban almost ran offside, then Wolichka's pass is behind him. Subban had gone to the net, and now it's tied up along the boards just above the trapezoid line. Slapped away. Subban races in for it. One-timer takes out in front, and now will be cleared up on the boards. Turned over by Nozad, and another pass by Belleville is tipped away. I think the Colts are using extra long sticks tonight, although some of them don't need it. Ben Harper at 6'6", being one. Wolichka will gently play it in from center, allowing Belleville a line change. They trail 1-0. Shots 5-4 Colts. Through center. Brought in by Christ. Tries to go to the left side, and the oncoming Joseph Blandisi, who now has 7 points in the 4 games in this series. Colts played in offside. Dustin Lemke has got it. Headmans the puck to center. Matt Luff backhands it out of play over at the Barrie bench.
Well, the usual suspects for Barrie starting to come to the fore. As you said, Joseph Blandisi, and of course he had the game winner last night in overtime. And the leading goal scorer in the league this year with 52. And they are just so deep with people who can score, and the Bulls just aren't. So as long as they can keep this within a goal, Bulls have a chance. If it gets beyond this, that's when it becomes difficult with this team.
Here comes Barrie again down the left wing side. James, centering attempt is intercepted by Fox. Again, game misconduct last night, but teams can buy those back in the playoffs. What they can't buy back are match penalties, use of officials, and things like that. Belleville gains the line from the right side. There's Luff with the shot, and that one missed. Fox on the near half boards will play it in deep. Caught up behind the net. Squirts loose. James will just direct it behind the goal again, and is picked up on the far side by Matthew Price. First rounder a year ago, wrapping up his second season. Brent Fox picks off a pass at center and then gets intercepted by Radke, who carries in on the left wing. Goes to shoot, misfired, backed up by Kreis, and shot is deflected off the glass and now played over to the near side. And that lump from center ice will rip it down toward the goal, tended by Blackwood to our left. Now a turnover in front and a shot by Stephen Harper in the far circle. Belleville's best scoring chance, but again, Blackwood is up to the challenge.
I think the referees missed a call. Brandon Prophet lost his helmet, number 7 for Barrie, and then he picked it up and tried to put it on, and the referee made him get off the ice. That should be a call. You have to go directly off the ice. You cannot take your helmet and try and put it back on. I think the Bulls missed a call there.
No penalties yet in the game. Belleville winning the face-off Barrie zone. And it's down in the far corner, but again, the Colts with great puck retrieval have got it. And it's Ben Harper directing it out at center, but too far for Carbonero. Fourth line out now for the Barrie Colts. Brandon Sajan brings it in over the line along with Ming and Colella. Have we even seen David Tomasek on the ice?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been at
okay.
He's had 2 or 3 shifts, yeah. He made a nice pass actually to Luff, and Luff put it out of play.
Jordan Subban starting out for Colella, left side at center. And he'll direct it into the Barrie end to our left. Near corner as Belleville changes. Shots are even at 5 as the Colts have a 1-0 lead on the third of the playoffs by Andrew Mangiapane. Now at center. Deflected in across the line by Howard Chuck. And now he'll head off with the puck in deep. Pulls through it out. One pass to Petty at center. He's lost his balance and he fires it rink wide. And it will be taken off the boards by Garrett Huey. He's had a good series for the Colts. Huey sends it in deep. That's going to rim right by Nozad and be picked up by Scott. Play back to Anderson. And from the right point, he launches one wide of the net. Garrett Huey plays it back to the line. Tomasek out there at the moment. Reaching for a puck, won't get it. Scott does. Tries to dance his way out in front. Keeps the stick busy. And Lefty is able to get in there, and he's outnumbered, and he's able to beat the check to the far side and play it to Gustafson at center. Breaking in right side. Petty trailing. Gustafson holds and shoots. Blackwood stays with the shooter and makes the save to his left. Petty with it. Back to Subban. Fires! Out in front! And then directed just wide by Tomasek. And he is dumped, and a penalty coming to the Barrie Colts. And they're not afraid to take him. And that was probably a good one.
Well, and it all happened because the Bulls put tremendous pressure on the Barrie goal. And you're right. Barrie is so confident in themselves, they don't mind taking a lot of penalties. They took the most in the league.
Belleville down a goal, but up by a man with 8:22 left in the opening period on Eastern Overhead Doors. Bulls hockey on CJBQ.
You may be a great Canadian if you were mad at CBC when the Beachcombers were taken off the air. Dismiss all beers under 6% is beer for the elderly. You know that the Friendly Giant isn't a vegetable product line, and that zippers were invented in Canada. Then you know a Great Canadian Oil Change can only be had in Trenton. The gang at Great Canadian Oil Change know it's just a no-appointment oil change. But if you know that Casey and Finnegan are not a band, you deserve a Great Canadian Oil Change. Right next to Walmart in Trenton. Change it like a Canadian. Great Canadian Oil Change!
Welcome back. I'm just trying to find the last 40 goals scored. Rayovac had 38, but a lot of that was with the Ottawa 67s. He came over at the trade deadline. So Belleville on the power play, and in the series they are 3 for 18. Harper at the left point, can't get it to the corner. It's intercepted by Blandisi and dumped down the ice. Jordan Subban, who has 2 power play goals in the series out of Belleville's 3, has the puck and deals it back for Stephen Harper. Harper will start from behind his net. Pass up the middle, right by everybody. Another turnover. And Harper will have to go back and get it again. The turnovers that have been the hallmark of Belleville power plays. Subban back to Harper, gains the line. Back to Jordan Subban. Heels it across, not cleanly. Tomasek had to dive for it. Gets it into the left wing corner. Wilichka gets in on it. Here is Cramarosa looking for Wilichka with the extra long stick of Ben Harper in the way. Now it's tied up in the lower trapezoid and taken away, and Ben Harper will advance it. Taken by LeBlanc at center, short-handed. LeBlanc trying to drive in behind the net, centering it in front. Now tipped right up the middle, and it's still sitting there. However, Cramarosa gets there in the nick of time. Stephen Harper gets the feed. Carried in across the line. He's got nobody with him. So we'll go rink wide. Lupp is caught up on a line change. And now he'll send it to the net. Chance out in front. Scores! Now went in off of either Blackwood or Bauman. Tie game at 1. Fairly innocent. I don't think that pass ever got through to Nicky Petty on this side.
That went off a Barrie defender. It was a smart play by Stephen Harper. I think he saw that coming, and it deflected off the back of the skate of the Barrie defender.
Bauman.
Yep.
So for Stephen Harper, his second of the playoffs. And the tie game 1-1. He'd be obviously a good billiard player. So Belleville's fourth power play goal of the playoffs. Well, they've got more on the power play than they have at even strength, and the Barrie Colts get a shot and hit the post for the second time. Oops. Now Fox's stick has broken. Luckily for him, he's right at the bench. Tipped in across the Belleville line to my right, and Brody Morris goes slowly back after it with Barrie changing. Morris to Cramarosa, near boards, right back to Brody Morris. Turns it over, and Garrett Huey picks it up. Far side. Slides one through. Here is Nozad with a tough angle shot, and that one missed the net. Kick off the corner boards down the ice.
Bit of miscommunication there between Brody Morris and his defensive partner, Hanley, but the Bulls get out of the jam.
And now, here comes Barrie down the left wing side. Justin Scott didn't like the gap that was just allowed to allow Scott to get to that puck. Basically, the Belleville D turning backwards. Now they turn it over. Here's a chance in front of the net. And Brett Gustafson gets back and takes away the danger. However, the Colts still have the puck. Now to Ben Harper. His shot blocked by Gustafson between the D, but it closes up quickly. Adam Bignell gets into the play as Gustafson centers. Bignell couldn't get his stick on it. Adam joins us during the first intermission. Comes back to him again. He'll play it in and around the boards. Bulls have nobody ultra deep, and so the Colts will take it away with 5 minutes left in this period. It's played in off of Bignell, and now Adams got it. He'll move it up to the line where Gustafson will take it. Rolls away from Landisi, cuts in on the right wing side, over the line, toward the corner, and then rubbed out by Jonathan Laser. And the Colts will get organized from behind their goal, and Ben Harper will start out. Harper to center, slowly. Cuts to the outside, plays it in off the right wing boards. Going up against Stephen Harper behind the net. That's where he'll lose it, and Subban is there. And he'll direct it to Michael Cramarosa. Left wing over the line, into the attacking zone. Now in behind the net. Cramarosa still with it, turns and shoots far side. And that one doesn't get through, and now the Colts on the counter-attack. Played off the near boards too far for LeBay. And then he just fights his way through Jordan Subban. Tips it in even deeper, and now Wilichka's got to work through the traffic. Cuts up off of the glass, it's hauled down, and a glove pass will be called. 4:02 left in period one. As we mentioned, Adam Bignell will join us during the first intermission. And Jake Grimes will stop by. He is going to be operating the summer camp this summer, as he always has when he did it for the Bulls, but he's going to be operating it, and we'll find out about that. A lot of people who had already registered for those camps were starting to withdraw, and Jake wants them to know, yes, there will be a camp. It'll be different. Won't have the resources of an OHL team behind you. Face-off is outside of the Belleville blue line, brought in by Barrie's Ben Howardchuk. It's third out, and Anderson has it at center. He'll go back and forth with Webster, and now Anderson over the line. Sends it in off the boards and right out in front it went. And I'm convinced that's a set play. We saw it so many times in the series.
And we saw it so much last night by Harper especially.
Well, both defensemen, Anderson likes to put it there too and then keep going. Send it in, don't stay back. You go in looking for the rebound off the boards. Brody Morse is having an awful time with the puck. He just flubbed it again, but this time managed to get it through for Jack Hanley. Morse has played a good, steady defense in the opening 3 games of the series, but no doubt of any of the players, the emotion is going to catch him more so. Subban comes away at center. We're tied at 1. There's a long shoot in by Subban. It came off the end boards, but nobody could get there to Black Sweater in time.
Well, Blackwood missed it with the glove entirely. Wow.
In over the line on the left side is the defenseman Profit. Takes it behind the net, using his reach, slaps it back to the line. Now Bauman will take the feed, and now he's got Price open on the near side. Price slides it through side of the net where it's centered by James, and it will go untouched and be kept in by Profit at the left point. Gets it in deep. James can't make a play with it. Now he's working against Tomasek to try and regain possession. They're right at the lower end of the trapezoid, and Subban came in, helped out, worked it free, and Alex Buell gets the feed and quickly moves it on. Played in by Lupp into the left wing corner. He picked up an assist on the Belleville goal, and we are tied 1-1. Radke to center ice, goes give and go with James. Radke in on the right side. Steers it toward Graham, and he's down, and he'll stop the puck. And 2:05 remaining in period 1. Much bigger crowd here tonight. It will probably top 3,000.
Well, one thing you got to remember, too, tomorrow's a holiday, and some people won't have to go to work tomorrow. You and I excluded.
I'll be there bright and early in the morning.
I'll be there later on.
Yeah, my usual time, 4:30. I don't think I'll be putting in a full day, though. Especially with a trip to London I've got to make tomorrow. Puck out at center ice. Under 2 to go in period 1. And the Colts are offside.
Good play by Lemke. Use the shoulder, use the body to rub out the puck here. That's a good definition of good contact. Didn't make the big highlight reel hit, but rubbed him out and put the play offside. And we're really going to miss watching Justin Lemke. I think he's going to end up being a real terrific defenseman in this league. He's made great strides in the 2 years that he's been here.
Absolutely. And will likely end up in the NHL draft this year, and I can definitely see him getting selected. Adam Leishram in the right wing corner in the attacking zone to my left. Not on it for long, however. It comes free to Scott. And now Dustin Scott is at center. As Nozad open, right wing side, he gets in. Sends one to the goal, directed away by Graham and held in by Ben Harper at the left point. He'll get it down in the corner. Scott for Nozad. Looking for Scott. Back to Nozad behind the Belleville goal. Jams into the feet of Huey. And Garrett Huey will just return it to Nozad, who can't hang on to it. And Penny will just jump in there and get it out at center. Still has it, then gets bodied at the blue line of the Barrie Colts, and back they come quickly. Now we're in the final minute. Garrett Huey with a shot from a tough angle. It's stopped by Graham to his right. Lemke taking his time, sends it up through the middle, and deflected in by Stephen Harper. And now he'll step off. At center ice. Over the line was LeBanc, who made an extra move and puts the play offside.
Well, it was a real good shift, I thought, on that play by Lemke, who came off. And I love the Colts because whenever they go offside, they're dumbfounded. And that's good. I mean, they always think they should be good.
At center ice, Anderson flips it in and out. And we'll get play called. Michael Krameros is having some words for the Swedish defenseman Rasmus Anderson at center. Krameros took 3 penalties last night. It's not like he's a heavily penalized guy. Not rare. And he's still yapping at Anderson.
And every time Anderson answers, he takes his mouth guard out. Should get a penalty for that.
Well, as long as it goes back in by the time the puck goes down.
Equipment violation.
Off the draw, Alex Ewell plays it on through center, and Welichka deflects it in. Anderson behind the net, fires it around on the far boards. Tipped off the wall by Mangiapane. Down to the left wing corner, Blandisi going for it. Stephen Harper got there first, but then Mangiapane on the boards gets it back to the line and is played down to the side of the net, and Welichka will regain possession for Michael Cramarosa. Stick handles in across the line. It's a long shot away, and Blackwood will glove it down. Period will end. Get a load of this stat, though. Through the first 3 games in one period, we talk about guys like Anderson and Ben Harper and so on. The Barrie defense in this series have a total of 11 points, 2 goals and 9 assists. Belleville defense has 2 goals, both Jordan Subban, and no assists. So, without a doubt, the Barrie defense, big part of their offense. Regular season, and so far to get them a 3-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. 1-1 after 1. We're back with our first intermission on Eastern Overhead Doors. Bulls hockey on CJBQ.
The first period of today's game is brought to you by Great Canadian Oil Change, the drive-through, warranty-approved 10-minute oil change, Walmart Plaza, Trenton.
Belleville Volkswagen is overstocked. That means unbelievable value for you. With prices this low, you can own a 2015 Jetta Treadline, just $15,900 plus HST, and enjoy 0% financing. Wow! Or drive the brand new Jetta, $14,900 plus HST on a cash purchase. Have a trade? Belleville Volkswagen is looking for good cars. Enjoy fantastic selection, incredible prices, and a friendly, no-pressure sales staff. Belleville Volkswagen, the dealer with integrity. North Front Street, Belleville, or online, BellevilleVW.com.
Family Dental Center, we bring smiles to life. Open early, open late, open Saturdays. Now, isn't that great? The team at the Family Dental Center really want to make life easier for their patients and their families. Open earlier, before work and school. Open later, after work and school. And now, open Saturdays. Family Dental Center fits into your busy schedule. Open early, open late, open Saturdays. That's just great. Family Dental Center, we bring smiles to life. Ultramar CST Canada, proudly serving the local community for over 50 years. Home heating oil, high-efficiency furnaces, water heaters, air conditioning, farm and commercial gas and diesels, and now offering propane. With automatic delivery and customer service you can rely on, including budget and furnace protection plans. Simplify your life. Peace of mind delivered right to your door. Ultramar CST Canada, working to give you more. Visit us at 406 Maitland Drive in Belleville, 962-4504, or ultramar.ca.
What if winter never happened? What if your vehicle never touched a speck of salt? If your engine did not suffer through the frigid cold, find out at JFP Automotive for just $100. JFP will erase winter. Get an oil change and vehicle inspection, visual brake check, switch from winter tires to summer tires, and get an inside-out wash by the Salt Whisperer. Ask for the $100 spring special at JFP Automotive and erase winter. JFP Automotive, corner of Bleecker and Emily Street, Belleville.
Responsible actions deserve to be rewarded, like protecting your home with an alarm system. I'm Bruce Mackey from Mackey Insurance. If your home is equipped with an alarm system and water detection system, you could qualify for discounts on your insurance. Remember, if you go away this winter, someone should check on your home every 24 to 48 hours, even if you have an alarm system. Switch to Mackey Insurance, where responsible actions are rewarded. 211 Dundas Street East, Belleville. Be sure. Insure with Mackey Insurance.
Jack Miller along with Paul Svoboda, 1-1 after 1, the power play goal, which I guess it's ironic when you consider that Belleville's power play through the years, not just this year, but through the years, hasn't been great. They were 3 for 18 coming into this, so okay, but now 4 for 19, and it has provided Belleville with most of their offense, as limited as it has been, but it was a big goal by Stephen Harper, and perhaps if he was banking on the bank shot, then it was well played.
Well, we'll have to ask him after the game, but it looked to me like he was for sure. He had nobody going to the net. Barrie was doing a good job of defending, but it went off the Barrie defender, and I'm sure he saw that happen and just made a smart play off I think it was Anderson perhaps, went off the back of his skate, and just a real heads-up play by number 13.
Absolutely, and again, you've got to, you're just trying to keep your head in the game. You pointed out after giving up the early 1-goal lead that Belleville just could not afford with their limited offense to fall behind any more than that. And so that takes some of the pressure off, and I thought they were every bit as good as Barrie in the period.
I agree, and that answer had to come. And it was good that they got it on the power play. And George Burnett's been preaching this through the entire series, which we're into Game 4 now. Barrie is the most penalized team in the league. We know that. They don't mind taking penalties because they scored like 1,000 goals shorthanded.
23 or
23.
Yeah, or 1,000. That's easy to get those two confused.
Of course, I'm joking, but and Blandisi had 10 alone, so they don't mind. However, in the playoffs, it's a different story. And if you can stay out of the penalty box against this Barrie team, which has a tremendous power play, I think only London scored more power play goals in the league this year than Barrie, 88 versus 86. Then you make them pay on their own shorthanded situation. So far so good for the Bulls. Great discipline. They're playing aggressively, but they haven't taken any dumb penalties.
No, and that's the key in all of this as well. And so 1-1 after one. Here's the summary brought to you by Ultramar. Turn up your comfort with home heating oil. Maitland Drive, Belleville, and it was Andrew Mangiapiani with his third from Blandisi and as well as LeBanc at 4:14. Stephen Harper tied it on the power play. His second from Lupp and Grammarosa at 13:05. Shots were 9-8 Belleville. Bulls 1 for 1 on the power play, and the Colts have yet to get the man advantage. Well, will this be the final game that Adam Bignell will play in the OHL in his entire career, OHL career with the Belleville Bulls? We'll touch base with Adam when we come back.
This broadcast of Belleville Bulls hockey on 800 CJBQ is brought to you by Eastern Overhead Doors, the Big E, by Belleville Volkswagen, Das Auto, by Mackey Insurance Brokers, let their family serve your family, by Ultramar, Maitland Drive, Belleville, by the Great Canadian Oil Change, Walmart Plaza, Trenton, and by the Family Dental Center in Belleville, Frankfurt, and Coburg.
He began his career as a Bull. He will end it as a Bull. Hopefully not tonight, but the possibility is there for Adam Bignell. Have you been thinking about that?
You try not to. I mean, this year was kind of a unique year for me. I thought last year would be my last year, knowing I wasn't coming back in the summer. But, I'm just happy at this point that I made the decision to come back, and it's been a great year so far for me personally. Being able to hang out with the guys for that extra half the year, and really just develop even more as a player in person. And hopefully we can steal a win tonight.
When you look at the series, and we'll talk about that first. But when you look at the series, and I think to Game 1, Belleville not only had a chance to win, probably with a better team, ditto for Game 3. How frustrating is it for you, your teammates, when you look at the effort that's put out there and yet just doesn't seem quite good enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating at sometimes, but I mean that's hockey. I mean, it's really a game of just one or two bounces or one or two mistakes, and for 2 out of the 3 games this series, I think we've had a legitimate chance of winning, and we know that. I mean, but there's been lots of examples. I know Peterborough came back on Kingston last year from a big deficit. In the NHL, there's always the odd 0-3 team that comes back and wins. So I mean, it's not impossible, and I mean we're just going to take it one period at a time. But obviously the odds are against us, but that's pretty fun to have nobody think you can do it, and it makes us want to win even more. So.
You win the Jake Gilmore Award for the second time, and I think that's quite a tribute to you, and definitely the fans who vote on this got it right. Again, just with everything it means, and the fact that it's the last one, did it mean that much more?
Yeah, I won it my third year, and just to be on that trophy and the banner with the names that are on there, obviously is such a big honor. I mean, there's so many character names that have won it before me, and yeah, I mean, it is emotional that could be the last time that award's won, and I know it means a lot to this fan base that it's the season ticket holders that vote on it. So, no, I was extremely honored to win it, and yeah, I mean, it's just a big honor.
Absolutely, and the fact that, the franchise goes on. I don't know what they're going to do with the awards, or if they're going to carry those forward, or how it's going to work out. But the bottom line is, will it mean any less to you under the circumstances with the team moving and the fact they're not going to be the Bulls anymore?
No, I mean it's something that I'll always be proud of. Maybe someday Belleville will get a team back, and I'll be able to come watch. Like my dad's watched me the last couple of years, which has been pretty cool. I mean, I always saw myself coming back at some point to an alumni game or something like that. So stuff like that is a little unfortunate, but it's at the same time, no, I'm just proud of everything I've accomplished here so far, and hopefully we can kind of keep my last run as long as possible.
How's the family taking it? I talked to your dad when the announcement came down. He joined us on the air last night. A teammate of his, Brian Marchman, was on, and I could tell it was an emotional time for Brian to talk about the finality here. Now that we're closer to it, whether it's tonight or whatever it's going to be, has your dad changed in the way he's been looking at what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean it's starting to set in a little bit more now. I mean my family, I think we've had 10 years combined here. My dad met my mom here, obviously, so it's been like a second home for my family, and now that the Bulls aren't going to be a part of it, it's obviously leaving a little bit of a void for my family. But no, I mean, I'm just trying to make the best of the last run, and my parents have been watching a lot of the games here along the way, and we're all just trying to soak it up as much as we can.
Back to Waterloo for you next year?
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there. Steven Silas, Brett Mackey, Joe Underwood, all ex-Belleville Bull guys are there. So it's a good time. It's a good school. Brian Bork's the coach there, and he runs a pretty good program. So I'll be excited to get back there next fall.
Well, in the meantime, job's not done yet here. As I said at the beginning, you start a Bull, you end a Bull, and considering the Bignell name that goes with it, that's the only way it should be. Thank you for everything.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Adam Bignell has been our guest, and we're back after this.
Happy Easter from 800 CJBQ.
Well, when hockey seasons do end, of course, it's hockey school season that's going to spring up, and at least the Belleville Bulls name will travel on through Jake Grimes, who's going to keep the Bulls hockey school going this summer. Jake, I assume this is just a later development that's come along.
Yes, it is. It's fairly recent, and I know that there's many ways that the organization has impacted our community, and one of the ways in the summer that made us very unique from the rest of the teams in the Ontario Hockey League was the extensive hockey camp program that we put on and grew year after year after year. I was fortunate enough to be able to run that program for 10 years, so know it inside and out, and a short time ago, Gord Simmons, in order, he's got to take care of a lot of things right now, approached me and offered me the camps if I wanted to take them on and keep them going. And after some good review, I figured that no matter what, if my family, my home is here in Belleville, my family is here, and even if I take a hockey job out of town, I'm home for the summer, and I'd like to continue contributing that way and see if we continue to make those camps work and keep kids loving hockey and getting better.
Camps ran the gamut of age, boys, girls, even you had the men's camps during the evening, which were always highly successful. Are you going to be able to run it to the same extent?
Well, obviously there'll be certain changes. There isn't an affiliation with an Ontario Hockey League organization. We had a lot of resources here. The people in the front office helped. Everyone on the hockey staff helped. We had current players around quite a bit. So obviously some things are going to change within the camps. There's me knowing the camps as well as I do. There are some things that will improve in the camps as well, and some things that will stay the same. And the overall layout of the camps is strong. They get power skating, they get skills development, they get games. There's no way they come out of the week. They get video. There's no way they come out of the week without ready to start the season, and they do come out of the week loving the game. The coaching levels will still be very high. It'll be pro coaches and junior players, and we'll do a great job with it. I really think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, people used to register at the box office, or they were able to do it on the Bulls site. None of that's going to exist. So how are you going to take registration?
For now, things keep going in our office regardless of how we do tonight or next week or the week after, and there's a transition that will take place. It'll eventually all come through to me. Prior to my 10 years running the camps here in Belleville, I ran even larger camps at Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So I'm familiar with the registration and everything that it takes to make camps work and make camps go. So it'll eventually be transferred through to me. For now, it goes right through the Bulls office still.
Okay, and as we say, it won't be that long. Summer camps will be coming around. What are the dates?
Well, we're going to have the first, second, and third week of August. Usually we do them in August, and that's where they're going to end up laying out. There's a possibility we don't go deep in August because I want to be here for the camps, and if I have a hockey job, I don't want to be missing training camps and things like that. So we're looking at the first 3 weeks of August most likely here. There'll be a couple of changes in where camps will go. People will be informed and given plenty of opportunity to adapt, and eventually everything will come through me, all emails and calls, and I'll talk to everybody there.
There you have it. Jake Grimes will still be running the hockey camps this summer, and check through the Bulls website, or at least the office for now, as to when and cost and registration and so on. Jake, good luck.
Thanks very much, Jack. Appreciate it.
Your garage door is the face of your home. With a stylish upgrade, you can boost curb appeal dramatically. I'm Ernie Wales of Eastern Overhead Doors. Come to us for a garage door makeover. We'll help you choose the right garage door, one that complements your home, from its colors to window style. At Eastern Overhead Doors, there are many ways we increase the value of your home. A garage door makeover? That's just one of them.
Nobody knows garage doors and openers like the Big E. Eastern Overhead Doors, Belleville, and EasternOverheadDoors.com.
Hi, this is Sean Kelly. Join me this weekend for Weekend Magazine. On the show, we're talking hockey, and we're talking medical marijuana. Saturday morning at 10, Sunday at 12:30 on 800 CJBQ, anywhere in the world at CJBQ.com, including Brunedale, Ontario.
Welcome back. 1-1 here at the Yardmen Arena, and game number 4, obviously, tonight. There's a fair amount of OHL activity going on, and we'll check the scoreboard. Brought to you by Belleville Volkswagen, North Front Street, next to Harvey's Das Auto.
Belleville Volkswagen is overstocked. That means unbelievable value for you. With prices this low, you can own a 2015 Jetta Treadline, just $15,900 plus HST, and enjoy 0% financing. Wow! Or drive the brand new Jetta, $14,900 plus HST on a cash purchase. Have a trade? Belleville Volkswagen is looking for good cars. Enjoy fantastic selection, incredible prices, and a friendly, no-pressure sales staff. Belleville Volkswagen, the dealer with integrity. North Front Street, Belleville, or online, BellevilleDW.com.
Well, I didn't see this one coming, but North Bay leading Kingston in the series 3-0, and I thought the Frontenacs were really primed to give it a good run. Without a doubt, they're down 3-0 in the series. They're down 2-0 in the game, and that's at the end of the first period. London leads Kitchener 1-0, and there's a threatened sweep there for the Knights. Meanwhile, it's Oshawa in front of Peterborough 2-0. Generals are leading the series 2-1, and Saginaw fighting for their playoff lives tonight, down 3-0 in the series, but up 2-0 in the game. And in the NHL, so far tonight, we can pass along the Islanders and Columbus tied at 1. Washington and Montreal, no score there. Ottawa leads Tampa Bay 1-0, and we couple anything with Ottawa these days. Boston Bruins, who are 3 points ahead of the Senators. Ottawa with a game in hand. So the Sens, Mark Stone, who scored the overtime winner the other night, has the Sens off to a 1-0 lead over Tampa Bay, while Boston and Detroit are scoreless in the first period. Carolina and Florida scoreless, and then Calgary at St. Louis will be starting shortly. The Rangers in Minnesota, Vancouver at Chicago tonight, and Edmonton at L.A. 1-1 here, and the second period is next on Eastern Overhead Doors. Belleville Bulls hockey on CJBQ.
The second period is brought to you by Dim Bone Smoke Shack and Sports Bar, proud hometown sponsor of the Belleville Bulls. A great place before and after the game.
Well, last night we saw Brian Marchment, and he's been a regular here because of his scouting job. And we've seen so many ex-Bulls, and we just had a visit from Darren Moxham, whose daughter, get a load of this, they're in Sudbury, and his daughter is playing a tournament in Brampton. And he figured, you know what, this is close enough. I'm coming to Belleville for potentially the last game, and came up with his daughter and her friend, and Darren Moxham we haven't seen in years and years and years. And my goodness, he's as great as I am. Captained the 1980. That's great. Captained the 85-86 team that beat the Peterborough Petes to win the late division championship. Bulls win the opening face-off, and the shot taken right on by Petty. And play stopped.
Going to be a penalty against Barrie, I believe, for slashing. And the it was pretty evident because the hooking, the Belleville player, Latham, was standing there with his stick on the ice. So it was hooked out of his hand. The evidence was there, and Bulls had a tremendous opportunity inside the first minute of the period to go ahead, and they scored their first goal on the power play.
They have scored 4 of 6 in the series with the advantage, but face-off is lost, and they'll have to start back in their own zone. Stephen Harper, who scored that goal. Towards the Subban, to center. Has Harper open on the left side, gains the line, goes cross ice for Welichka, and he can't hang on. And it's down in the corner, and he gets checked and gained. Here are the Bulls with the extra man advantage, but Welichka gets outnumbered, and the puck is lost, and it's fired down the ice. Bulls will bring it up ice by way of Stephen Harper again. Right into traffic. I'm not quite sure what he thought he was going to accomplish. He literally went into a crowd of about 4 players, and the inevitable happened. He lost the puck, and it's fired down the ice, and so Belleville taking some unnecessary chances. But, of course, their first power play was like this as well. Wasn't pretty to start, but they scored. And ultimately, that's the goal. Cramarosa to Welichka in the right wing corner, to the near circle. This is Cramarosa with the pass that came off the boards, and then overskating it was James, kept in. Subban, right side. Up top, Stephen Harper, wrist shot, blocked. James put himself in front of that. Harper's got it back, and his pass to Subban went off his skate and came out of the zone. And now Belleville's totally disorganized. They turn it over, and it's shot down the ice.
Well, that puck needed to go back toward the net. There was too much traffic around the high point. And sometimes you got to bite the bullet and just keep it deep.
Alex Ewell with the shoot around from the right side. Nicky Petty tips it back for Leishram to Justin Lemke, moving in, waits and shoots, and it goes off Ewell. Came off the boards, and the Colts again get to it first. This power play will go for naught.
Well, Lemke, people were yelling at him to shoot in the crowd, but he was smart to wait. The screen developed, but as we saw in Game 3 last night, a Barrie leg got in the way.
Legs, skates, sticks, they've done a good job in that respect. Brett Gustafson into the near corner for Leishman, back in the slot to Petty, and he quickly lost his opportunity as Ben Harper got in the way. Long outlet for Scott off his stick. Justin Lemke will get back. Scott stays with him. Lemke, reaching, will now tip it away from Garrett Huey. Nice play by the Belleville sophomore. And now it's dropped back, and it will be brought out to center right. Alex Ewell for Brett Gustafson. Brought in down into the corner with a shot on a sharp angle that is stopped by Blackwood to his right. He never faced a shot on that power play, as the Bulls spend a lot of it back in their own zone.
Well, as good as Blackwood is, and he's darn good, and he's 6'4", he's a big body, he's hard to beat. As good as he is, he gets a ton of help from that Barrie D. And you and I talked about it one of the shifts last night. We thought Anderson blocked 4 shots on one shift. They get sticks, skates, as you said, gloves, legs, arms, in the way of shots. They help him out a lot.
They sure do. There's a shot from the left circle. It dribbles back on Blackwood, and he'll have no trouble turning that away.
And it's a reciprocal thing in hockey, as you know. A good goaltender relies on his D, and the D rely on the goaltender. So they work together, and Barrie does it as well as anybody in this league.
Figured out who the last 40 goal scorer was. Bulls win the face-off. Talked about that in the first period. Ewell for Jordan Subban into traffic, and it got through. And now in behind the net, Stephen Harper will pick it up to Jordan Subban, right side high. Works it in around the boards behind the net, Welichka. Welichka looking for a lane, finds one back to Alex Ewell. Waits, shoots, deflected just in front, possibly by Blackwood. It was in a crowd. Now it's back to Ewell again. Left side boards, and he turns it over, and now he gets caught. And going after it, Landisi. And Subban comes back and recovers nicely as Landisi takes down his man. The crowd wanted a penalty called.
I thought he kicked his skate out from under him.
Which would be a slew foot.
Yeah. I thought that looked pretty evident.
Now we talked about Tyler Donati and his last 50-goal score, and that was back in the
06-07. Yep, 54.
The next year, Belleville had 2 40-goal scores. Matt Bolesky and Brian Cameron. Cameron had the 43. Yeah. Bolesky the 41. As Jordan Subban has now taken a penalty.
And that's it.
And there hasn't been a 40-goal scorer since 2008. So we can talk about 50, and it's rare.
That was the year after. Yep.
But since the 07-08 season, there has not even been a 40-goal scorer. So, Barrie Colts did not score in their 5 power play chances last night. They look to take the lead. They're 5 for 16 in the series. There's the shot from the deep slot by Anderson, blocked, and here comes Matt Luff in a hurry off the left wing side. Gets to it, cuts to the goal, knocked down, and there won't be a call, and the Colts bring it back. And you can hear the boos raining, directed at the officials. And now it's clipped up into the screen down in the Belleville zone to my left.
Not sure there should have been a call there. I think that was just a pretty good defensive piece of work by the Barrie defender, but better work by Matt Luff to free himself up, just flat out hard skate to get to the net. We got a great replay here. No, that was a fine check. There was something wrong with that. Got body on body, and Luff had already passed the net with no shot, so good play by both players.
Now it's played in Mangiapane into the left wing corner. Pui directs it back half wall near side. LeBanc to the line for Ben Harper. To the right circle. Misfired over there by Landisi. And it's forced out by Brett Wolichka. 1-1 is the score. The Colts with 1:08 remaining on the power play. And brought back up by Landisi over the line on the left side. Sends it behind the net. Mangiapane on the far boards. Directs it back. Ben Harper at the right side. Mangiapane for LeBanc. Playing high left side. Rolls it along the line. The Bulls sitting back in the box. Here's a pass that's deflected into the near corner. Taken off the boards, and LeBanc will bring it up top again. Working into the slot. Dealing it off. Gets it back from Landisi. And now the shot directed in front. And broken up but not cleared by Harper. And Ben Harper keeps it in. Floats it on. Worked down by Landisi. Out of the corner, Mangiapane. Back to Ben Harper. Shot! And it just dribbled away, and it's cleared into the corner. And Justin Lemke will get it ahead to Stephen Harper on the left wing side. He'll direct it on. Brett Wolichka through the defense, gets to the goal. Shot right on, and Blackwood the save. However, nobody following up as the Bulls shorthanded. Landisi back with speed. Cuts back. Backhand shot. Mangiapane scores!
How many times have we seen that? The Bulls have a wonderful shorthanded opportunity, and then Mackenzie Blackwood makes the save. There was no follow-up, and you said correctly, there couldn't be. They're killing a penalty. And then the Colts come back, and goals for them just are seemingly a dime a dozen. And on a rebound, Mangiapane scores and puts the Colts ahead.
And Landisi, who had the initial shot that was blocked, and Mangiapane just picked it up and puts it in for a second of the game. Landisi will pick up his second point of the game, both on assists. Already 8 points in the series for Landisi. 5 for Mangiapane.
Now, was that a power play goal?
It is.
That was still on. Yeah, thanks.
Luff has got it, dropping it back. David Thomasek, and unfortunately, like so many Belleville passes off the target, it was in Thomasek's feet. And now it's Brody Morris playing it on through center off the stick of Thomasek. Bounces off the inboards to Matt Luff. He'll send it in behind the net. Thomasek looking to escape trouble here. He's not 100%, still coming back from scrap. And works his way to the front of the goal, and Luff will pick it up back to the line. Here's Jack Hanley, the shot right on. Fox with a chance, side of the net, centered into the crease, and Blackwood on his knees gets the stop as Thomasek is tackled in front of the Barrie goal.
There was a second assist at Mangiapane from Landisi. There was a second assist. We didn't get that. We'll get that in a minute. But, boy, that's been the story of Belleville's life. They have a great chance, then it comes down the other way, and Barrie scores on a rebound.
Isn't that the truth? Wow. Well, look at last night.
Yeah. Well,
overtime.
That was the winning goal. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Just ahead of the winning goal, that great chance by
Wolichka again.
Wolichka.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't turn into a point of irony by the end of the night.
So the Colts are leading 2-1. They've been outshot 18-11. So here we go again. Loose puck in the Belleville end to our left. Lemke gives up ground, and Scott has got it, but Petty fights his way back to it. Gets it up as far as the line. Garrett Huey prevents it from leaving. Puts it in front, fired wide by Nozad. It's amazing just how fast they can win a battle like that on the far boards well out. Next thing you know, they've got a scoring chance. Now it's Scott dealing it back. Anderson in off the right point. His pass, it went through two Belleville sticks. It's still loose in front of the net. And clear just outside the line. Barely made it out. Webster will have to go back and get it. And now Gustafson intercepts him and deals it off. Petty, wrist shot that missed the net, and it comes off the glass and all the way back to center ice. 2-1, Colts leading, 12:40 remaining, period 2. Gustafson over the line. He gets a long shot, and the game Black with the save. He'll reach out trying to control the rebound, and he does. More of a carom and then a rebound came off the boards, and he'll hold on. So when you look back, we're talking about 40 goal scorers. In 07-08, the last time Belleville had a 40-goal scorer. So you're looking at 7 years since that. They had the 4 30-goal guys in 08-09. That was the 10 Grady years and so on. Since then, Brendan Gaunt and Tyler Grayovac are the only 30-goal guys. Grayovac had 38, but 17 with Belleville. Gaunt had 33. Other than that, they haven't even had 30 goal scorers. Bulls win the draw. Ewell with the shot, redirected wide by Welichka. So, and it's not a point of criticism, although it stands. But just shows you how Belleville has to work that much harder to get any goals. And it's been like that for years.
Well, how many times did we go to cover the draft and say, please let them select just a wild goal scorer with no defense? And you can teach them that.
Here is LeBanc on the left wing, half wall, full zone. Pass back intended for the line, regained by Stephen Harper. As it slapped off his stick, Jonathan Laser from Mangiapiani over the line. LeBanc is shot right on. And the save is made. Puck not cleared. Now it's coming back the other way. With Graham way out of the net on the opposite side. He dove across and took away a wide open corner. They've had some help from the D as well. Ben Harper into the Landisi. Back to Laser. That one came through traffic and off the glass to the far boards. Well, the Colts are starting to pick up those shots now. They're just owning the puck. Laser from the left point in. Pass blocked by Stephen Harper. Laser picks it up again. And his pass is deflected right into the clutches of George Subban. He lifts it lazily to center, picked off. And now 3 Colts in over the line. Make it 4 now. Pass in front. Center out, left hand save. Now by Graham, and then the rebound just by Ben Harper on the far side. For a 4-year veteran defenseman, George Subban just had a hellacious turnover.
Well, I understand what he was trying to do, but that puck, if you're going to loft it, has to be twice as high minimum as he did. And he skated right off the ice at the end of that shift, knowing he really screwed up bad. And Charlie Graham bailed him out with 2 big stops after that turnover.
And the big line on the ice to move with Mangiapiani, Landisi, and LeBanc. So Charlie Graham just kept it a 1-goal game. Back comes Mo Colella in the left wing with a shot blocked. Enderman gets chased. He will not get it. Then it's taken away by Webster. And on to Josh Carrick at center. Left wing boards. His pass is broken up by Belleville and cleared out. 2-1 Colts leading. 10:40 remaining. Period number 2. Colts have it back behind their line. Profit to Webster in the far corner. Toronto product will deal it out at center with Carrick coming on with speed. Curls back to the far boards. Plays it into the middle for Howard Chuck. His shot goes off the skate of Hanley. And it comes across to Ming, who then took a high hit by Carrick. And that one will go undetected. And the Colts will bring it back in. Carrick, left side, into the boots of Howard Chuck. Centers. He was looking in front for Roy Radke, and it missed, and the Bulls will counter back. Here is David Tomasek off the left wing. He shoots, and it's blocked by Bauman, and into the far corner. To center ice play, and Adam Bignall, or Lemke to his right. through the middle off the stick of Thomasek. It rolls into the right wing corner. Ben Harper will slap it behind his net to the opposite side. And it's gathered back in Cordell James. 2 goals in the series, both in Game 2. Centers intercepted by Thomasek, moves on to Luff, hits the line and sends a long one in, and it's blocked away by Blackwood. And cleared back to center. Once again, Adam Bignall for Justin Lemke. Into the middle. Over the line, Fox. And then Thomasek seemed to take a high stick. And Belleville's about to go on the power play for the 3rd time in the game. 9:16 remaining in period 2. And again, the Bulls will look to their power play to get even from the Yardmen Arena on Eastern Overhead Doors, the OHL playoffs on CJBQ.
Is your garage door failing to close properly? You may have a problem with the safety eyes. These little sensors can easily get shifted, blocked, or damaged. I'm Ernie Wales of Eastern Overhead Doors. We understand garage door safety eyes like your optometrist understands your eyes. At Eastern Overhead Doors, we solve many garage door problems. Fixing safety eyes, that's just one of them. Schedule your garage door eye exam today.
Nobody knows garage doors and openers like the Big E. Eastern Overhead Doors, Belleville, and EasternOverheadDoors.com.
Bulls are 1 for 2 with the man advantage. First one connected, second one no shots. And they get going here with 9:16 to go in the second period. And a nice crowd on hand for what could well be the final OHL game we'll see in this building for some time, because in as much as there has been so much talk and all these rumors, it's not coming back in the very near future. One would assume the only way it comes back is with a commitment from the city to do something with the building. But the building isn't the only issue. Colts win the draw, and it's shot down the ice. And a race for it deep at the Belleville end, and Scott, who never gives up on a puck, outduels Ewell, but then threw it back, and it's taken now by Belleville's number 5, Justin Lemke. Sending it off for Ewell, redirected on the left side. And it's going to come back to the blue line and again be sent out. Garrett Huey hits the line, fires high, and it goes over top of the net. And it will be taken by Gustafson in behind his goal.
That was for you, by the way.
You're the only one who can hear it. But basically, we've lost the connection to the radio station, but we are on the air. Now along the near boards. That's just our cue line. Yes, we'll reestablish that when we get a chance. Shot down on goal, and Charlie Graham will stop it. And now a minute remains in the power play for Belleville, and this one's having a rough time getting going too. Stephen Harper banks it behind the net for Brett Wolichka. And with Harper coming from the other side, the two forwards run into one another. Henderson will take the puck, and he's going to shoot it down the ice. 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Belleville's Jordan Subban bringing it up over the line. Plays it back along the boards. In on the half wall, Wolichka will play it into the corner, and again another turnover, slapped off the glass and out of the zone. And power play down to 20 seconds, and Stephen Harper saunters back for this, and he was too sauntering. Blandisi takes it away. The casual play on the power play, not a sense of urgency, and cost Belleville the puck, and that will cost them the rest of the power play. And a shot down the ice, and unfortunately the first one, which recorded a goal, the second and third, not good. The season is hanging in the balance. They've got to be better than that. Lackadaisical play kills them. Now it's played back to the line. Adam Bignall will play it around the boards. Dan Harper is there to slap it right back out again. It comes on. Scott has it. Right circle. Bignall blocks the shot. Terrence to Thomasek to Luff at the line. Offside. He was behind the defense. The pass was there, but Luff a half step offside.
Yeah, there's no argument there. Luff was well offside. It was a great idea. Great pass by Thomasek. Great idea by Luff. And we're really going to miss watching those two guys develop. Luff in particular because he's younger and just burst into this league, and he's going to be a tremendous power forward in this league, but we won't have the luxury of watching him here any longer.
6:40 remains in the period. 2-1, Barrie in the lead. And with it is Profit. Banked too far for Trice, and it will go for icing.
I like what the Bulls are doing. That's an aggressive play, a stretch pass, forward bursting for the line. They're going for it. They're playing aggressively on the attack, which has often been one of the criticisms of this team. And they have to go for it. They're down 3-0. This could be their last home game no matter what happens tonight. They have to go for it. Glad to see this tonight.
Aaron Moxon was up during the first intermission. Corey Eisen is here tonight. He was part of the early 90s team, and he is here from Vancouver. Centering feed out in front by Nozad, and it ends up in the far corner, but again, the Colts have got it, establishing the cycle. Now they'll go back to the right point. Fired in, Bauman to the side of the net. Price curls off to the corner, far side. Right point of game, jammed in by Bauman. He basically had the Belleville goal score off him on the power play. 2-1 Colts. They have a power play goal on their first chance. So two of them tonight on 3 overall opportunities. Matt Giuliani. He'll fire it in wide of the goal, and it's taken by the Bulls, and Lemke will get it out as far as center ice. And Giuliani with both goals for Barrie. In the Belleville end to my left, Matt Giuliani dealing it off, and then fired back by LeBanc, and that gets past Anderson and goes down the ice. And since the Barrie goal, the crowd has gotten very quiet. Anderson to center, deflected in by Blandisi. He has 2 assists. Turned over by Stephen Harper again. Back it goes, and Blandisi shot missed the net. And another lackadaisical play. Stephen Harper's been so good in the playoffs, but in this period, he has had some challenges. Subban to center for Stephen Harper. Slowly across the line, right side, gets it back. Brett Welichka hammers the wrist shot wide, and it comes off the boards and cleared out at center. Welichka picks it off at his blue line for Alex Ewell. Whips it back. Jordan Subban gets it ahead to Welichka, standing up at the Barrie blue line. He had to stretch it. It's off his stick. He gets it back again on the near boards. Tried to center to Petty. Intercepted by Webster. Now moved on. Brought in LeBanc, but preceded by Matt Giuliani. And so an offside call against the Barrie Colts.
Well, as you said, and Stephen Harper has been a study in contrast a lot in the second half. Such a smart, big, strong player, and he'll go through the night and make wonderful plays, and then all of a sudden he'll make one that just makes you shake your head. If he ever gets that straightened out, this guy could play hockey for a long time.
Well, if he does return as an overage, basically he's going to be playing in his own backyard next year. David Harper from Burlington, across the road from Hamilton. And center Adam Bignall for Justin Lemke. Back to Bignall. Back to Lemke. That's 3 passes. They're not out of the zone. Now thrown out through center. Icing is waved off. And the Colts have it. Laser at the side of his net will move out. To center, he jams it past Leishram into the Belleville end. Lemke takes it off the boards. And now he'll play it out. It's off a Barrie stick. And Blackwood will reach out to his left and get control of the puck. Plays it up on the wing for Jonathan Laser to bring out. Veteran defenseman hits the line. Into the corner. Sends it to the net. Scores! Oh, my! Charlie Graham absolutely mishandled it. It was one that had to be stopped. Should have been stopped. It was just a routine shot from the left side to the short side, and just a terrible goal from the Belleville perspective.
Well, and again, 2 things about that. This Barrie team, they just score from anywhere, seemingly at will. And Charlie Graham thought he had the post covered, and you're right, that puck cannot go in.
Jonathan Laser with 1 goal in the regular season.
Just to rub it in.
If the goalie gets an assist.
Blackwood gets the second assist.
Yep. So that was I'm sorry if you're dealing with a veteran goaltender. That was just an awful goal. and puts Belleville down by a pair. And here come the Colts again, and it's fired over top of the net by James, and now play is stopped. He was in deep. Like Glazer was on the left side and in quite deep, and he just threw it toward the net, short side, and I'm not sure where Charlie was going with it, but it kind of somehow made it through him in the post and in the net. So Jonathan Glazer, I mean, the Colts have got a lot of great goal scorers. Glazer isn't one of them, but he's given the Colts some insurance here late in the second period. Off the face-off, deflected out of play in the Belleville end. Wow. Can you imagine if that's the game winner?
Well, we're in that dangerous zone where Belleville doesn't score a lot of goals. You know, I've talked about it all year. For them to get 4 goals, good God.
Andrew Mink, 3-1, Barrie in the lead. Into the near corner for Brandon Sagent. Drafted almost a year ago. The OHL draft is a week from Saturday. And it will be conducted by the Belleville staff, and I'm assuming in Hamilton. If it's not done in Hamilton and it's done here.
And we will only care from the 20 AAA perspective.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a lot of guys going for that team.
Yep. We
a lot
don't really care who the Bulldogs draft, to be honest with you, but absolutely, the Quinte Red Devil AAA team, there will be many.
Thank God for that.
Here come the Colts. Over the line, LeBanc with the shot, and that one's off of Graham and Terums to the near boards, and Adam Bigdall will move it on, and Brett Welichka. It's in across the line and no farther, and Blandisi will rotate it off the near boards, and Glazer moves it on. Mangiapane goes rink wide, brought in by LeBanc slowly, slides it on to Blandisi. Can't get to the net, and then Mangiapane just outraced 2 Bulls and gets the puck. Keeps it in. River pass deflects, and Cramarosa will bring it out. Over the line, drops it back. Stephen Harper with a shot. Shoulder save by Blackwood. And he has now stopped 22 shots and has an assist to boot. Bulls about shot Barrie, 23-19. Here is Stephen Harper on the far boards to Cramarosa behind the net for Ewell playing in deep. Alex Ewell behind the net. There's not much room there. It's directed into the near corner. Played back by Brett Welichka. Ewell comes out now to Cramarosa, had his back to the net in tight, then went forehand, and now a shot by Lemke. That one's blocked and comes back left point. Ewell slaps at it. It's deflected in the air, and now here comes a breakaway pass to Mangiapane. Gets it across the line. The D catches up, and Mangiapane plays it across for LeBanc. So both Ewell and Lemke got back there in a hurry to prevent any damage on that partial break. Out at center. Belleville changing. Petty with possession. Final minute of the second period. Jordan Subban comes up, and Scott just barges right on through everybody and knocks Subban off the puck. And he now will give it up. Scott sends it out off of Leishram, and play will be called and play the face-off side of the Barrie blue line.
Well, that was a killer goal. You and I have talked about it all year. Whenever you get into the shady gray area for Belleville, when they need more than 2-3 goals, it gets very difficult. They don't score a lot of goals. Barrie does. And Bulls are in a real tight spot right now as we wind down to the end of the second period.
130 goal scorer last year, and that was Cameron Brace, acquired midseason in a trade. And he led with 31. Here's a chance from the slot. Shot right on Gustafson. And they pile into the crease. That's what you want to see. But Belleville can't seem to buy you a goal.
No, they can't. And that's been the problem all year. And you and I have talked about it a ton. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to. When a team gets ahead of the Bulls by a couple of goals, it's a very tall order. We've seen it very few times this year where they've been able to battle back. That said, they've got a full period ahead of them, and they've been playing well. They've been playing tremendously well, both these games here. And there's a lot of time left to answer that 3-1 very lead, but we just know it's been difficult all year long for them to muster anything more than a couple of goals a game on any kind of regular basis. But hopefully tonight is one of those nights when they can do it.
Well, they're desperate. They've only scored 6 goals in the series, and this is the 11th period. 4 on the power play, just 2 at even strength. Face-off will be to the left of Mackenzie Blackwood. 7 seconds left in the period. And Huey wins the draw. He's won about 80% of them in this series. Now to Scott. He'll have time for one shot at the buzzer. Gets it away to save by Graham. And the Bulls watch a 1-1 tie turn into a 3-1 deficit with 2 unanswered goals by the Colts in the second period. And Belleville with heads down as they leave the ice. They had 17 shots in the second period, and Barrie had 12, but the Colts outscore Belleville 2-0 and lead the game 3-1 after 40 minutes. Paul and I will be back. Second intermission. Some chit-chat, perhaps some reminiscing, and a look ahead. This is Eastern Overhead Doors, Bulls Hockey on CJBQ.
The second period is brought to you by Dim Bone Smoke Shack and Sports Bar, proud hometown sponsor of the Belleville Bulls. A great place before and after the game.
Next time on Need a Car. Mark's quest for auto financing. It's a roadblock.
So far, every dealer says my credit's no good. They won't even give me a chance.
Mark's about to learn. Need a Car refuses no one.
I really want that big red pickup, but my credit's bad.
That's okay, Mark. Because you're approved.
Serious? On the next Need a Car. Want a star in a Need a Car success story? Bring your credit to Need a Car. 194 North Front Street, Belleville. Call 779-7777.
Good oral health can change your life. When you have a healthy mouth, you can eat comfortably, socialize with confidence, and with regular trips to the dentist, you can reduce the risk of oral cancer. April is National Oral Health Month. Dr. Eunice Dental Care reminds you to visit your dentist because good oral health is all about you. Dr. Eunice Dental Care. Call 394-2090. You make me smile.ca.
Your garage door is the face of your home. With a stylish upgrade, you can boost curb appeal dramatically. I'm Ernie Wales of Eastern Overhead Doors. Come to us for a garage door makeover. We'll help you choose the right garage door, one that complements your home, from its colors to window style. At Eastern Overhead Doors, there are many ways we increase the value of your home. A garage door makeover? That's just one of them.
Nobody knows garage doors and openers like the Big E. Eastern Overhead Doors, Belleville, and EasternOverheadDoors.com.
Ultramar CST Canada, proudly serving the local community for over 50 years. Home heating oil, high-efficiency furnaces, water heaters, air conditioning, farm and commercial gas and diesels, and now offering propane. With automatic delivery and customer service you can rely on, including budget and furnace protection plans. Simplify your life. Peace of mind delivered right to your door. Ultramar CST Canada, working to give you more. Visit us at 406 Maitland Drive in Belleville, 962-4504, or ultramar.ca.
I'm Dr. Tracy Bray, chiropractor and owner of Back in Motion Chiropractic. In my practice, I come across many different sports and repetitive use injuries, and I'm here to tell you that rehabilitation is possible. Helping people achieve quality of life is what I love to do. I take the time to really get to know and understand my patients, find the source of the problem, and work together towards a pain-free existence. Let me custom design a treatment plan that's right for you.
Stop in and see Dr. Tracy Bray, 263 Bleecker Avenue, corner of Victoria and Bleecker, 771-1117, drtracybray.ca.
Back at the Yardmen, Jack Miller, Paul Svoboda. Well, this could be the final 20 minutes, and here you go again. Shoot a team 17-12 and get outscored 2-0.
Well, that's Barrie. They are so relaxed when it comes to goal scoring. They scored 75 goals more than Belleville during the regular season. 5 guys combined had almost as many goals as Belleville's entire team, so they don't panic. They don't worry about it when they're down 1 or 2, and we've seen that tonight. And they can score from anywhere. They're just so confident with the puck. And we're in that dangerous zone right now. All year long, whenever Belleville's gotten down by a couple, it's been very, very difficult for them to get back because they don't score a lot of goals. But as we said at the buzzer, hopefully this is a different story.
Well, like I say, when you're down, never mind the aftermath of tonight should they lose and what it means here. For these players, they don't want to get swept. They don't want to be turned away in 4 straight, and especially, let's face it, on home ice, and they've got pride. And so in terms of what it means to us in a community, obviously that's a bigger picture for these teenagers, mostly teenagers. Yeah. They want to keep playing hockey, and they want to stay in it. So, I mean, the pride factor, no question on that. And they still outshot Barrie 17-12 in the period. But Mackenzie Blackwood has been better at his end of the rink. And when the Bulls have had chances, you go back to that power play goal by Mangiapane, and just moments earlier, Belleville had just a superb opportunity to score. And there's Blackwood with the save. Bang, comes back the other way, it's in the net. So.
You're right, and that's one thing, and he just is so quietly efficient, Blackwood. He's a big kid. He's 6'4", he covers, but he doesn't do anything wild or crazy. He's just very quietly efficient. He doesn't get involved in things. He's a lot like Charlie. He's like a bigger version of Charlie, I think. He just quietly goes about his business, and all of a sudden you see he's made a ton of saves, and they're winning a game. And you're right, he was the difference the other night, and that's not to blame Charlie. That was a heck of a play by Barrie to come back and win, but it happened because he made the save of the night.
We'll do a quick rundown here on the summary brought to you by Ultramar. Turn up your comfort with home heating oil. You'll find Ultramar on Maitland Drive, Belleville, and it was Mangiapane with his third from Blandisi, and Lavang 4:14, period 1. The Bulls tied it on the power play. Stephen Harper with his second from Luff and Cramarosa, 13:05, 1-1 after 1, shots 9-8. Mangiapane on the power play with his fourth from Blandisi at 5:33, and then the Jonathan Laser goal, his first from Blackwood and Scott, 16:24, and 3-1 Barrie. They've been outshot 26-20 to this point. Belleville 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Colts have had one power play, and they have scored on it, and so they are 6 for 17 in the series, 5 of those goals coming in Game 2. Okay, what are you thinking about right now, seeing as this could be it? Final 20 minutes if they don't do something here. And I don't know, have you had any better luck gathering thoughts on all of this, making sense of all of this than I have?
You know what, it's absolutely crazy because I don't want to sound like a sap, but there are some nights I can't get to sleep because I can't wrap my brain around this. And there are some mornings I wake up when I still can't believe it. Like, it just, it's a real kick in the pants. It really is. And I'd rather be kicked in the pants because, you know, it hurts for a while, and then you get over it, and you're okay.
Then your voice drops.
And you still have them. The boys. But we don't have the boys after either tonight or, well, at the end of however far they go into this playoffs. We don't, and maybe that's a good segue by me, but we don't have them anymore. And it's, wow, I run into people every day, as I'm sure you do, who just cannot still believe it. Well, Steve Bancroft, you interviewed him a day or two after it happened. I did a story with him yesterday. He's in the same place. He still can't believe it. He grew up watching the Bulls. He played for the Bulls. He took his kids to the Bulls games. So, wow, if he can't believe it, his whole life has been the Bulls in terms of a hockey player. And hey, that's not, he was a 16-year pro and a heck of a pro too, but that's a big part of your life, your junior hockey career when you're a professional hockey player. And yourself, I mean, you've been calling these games since the Bulls entered the league in 81. It's incredible for a community of this size, and we keep going back to the fact that, and this is what I don't get. I understand it was all business and blah blah blah, but they're going to, the thing that really bothers me, if they were going to a community like Cornwall or something that really, went hell bent for leather to get a team back, but to go to Hamilton, I'll say it again, where junior hockey goes to die, and the only thing I can think is when their lease runs out, I think he's got a year, the new owner has a year and an extension, and there's rumors of that rink being built in Aldershot. That's got to be the key, because it's not going to work. It's not going to work in that great big white elephant that used to be called Cops Coliseum. It's not going to work. So I think they've got another deal in their back pocket, and this rink's going to get built. But that doesn't make it any easier. We're losing the team, and for a town our size, to go back again to the original thought, it's a kick in the pants. And no matter why it happened and how it happened, it's just really tough to deal with.
I've been interviewed a lot, and I talk about the perfect storm coming together.
And that's a good way to describe it. I've used that expression too. Yeah.
And the attendance has been dropping, and you and I have watched it for a couple of years, and we've been worried. And we've said as much on the air that the kind of attendance, and it's not portrayed, or it hasn't been as portrayed in some circles that it's 11 or 1,200 a game. It's never been that, ever. Except maybe in the gold medal game in the 2010 Olympics. It was pretty bad one night. But Canada hit it. That's what, you kind of accept that.
That was understandable.
But it's a chicken and egg. I mean, we love the junior hockey. We love what we've been able to watch and be a part of. And, I mean, you can't knock it from that perspective. But the on-ice product here in recent years has not been particularly exciting. And we've talked tonight so much about the low scoring of the team. They've had no power play for 5 years. They've had to go out and they've had to trade for players that have been accomplished elsewhere to come and help get them over the hump. Even when they went to the conference final a couple of years ago, that's what they had to do. They had to go out and get a Grayo back, and they had to go out and get others because they weren't scoring. The same story. And we've run down. There hasn't been a 40-goal scorer in the lineup in 7 years. There have been years there hasn't been a 30-goal scorer in the lineup. But let's face it, this is a product. It's an entertainment product. And you have to want it. Then you're giving it away. I just remember in the early days, Doc Vaughn wouldn't let us broadcast on radio the home games. So we were doing Cogeco, or we were doing Cable View, but it was tape delayed. And it was years before Doc would allow us to do the home games on radio once he became convinced it wasn't going to hurt. Right. Lemke gets the feed and up through the middle, off the stick of Luff. Going back for this is Profit, and Profit will clear it around right wing side. Bignell hustles over to keep it in. Won't be for long as Profit picks it off. Guides it ahead on the right wing boards, gets it deep in the Belleville end, and Lemke will backhand it, and it's taken by Nicky Petty. And Petty curling. Petty with just 1 point in the series. That's it, an assist. Petty will carry it all the way down the ice and lose possession. Taken to the boards by Anderson. Gustafson has it behind the net, looking for a lane to the line. It doesn't exist. He'll go to the corner. Petty is out of the corner. Now to Subban off the line. Comes out in front. Backhand shot by Jordan, and that was deflected away by Blackwood. Bulls have outshot Barrie by 10, but trailed by 2. Knows that after it, not in time, and an icing call against the Barrie Colts.
Oh, boy, you got to like the way the Bulls have come out in this period, Jack. They're going in that hard. They've made Mackenzie Blackwood make a couple of big stops right off the bat. He gets a tap on the pad from Rasmus Anderson, and deservedly so. He bailed him out a couple of times in the last couple of minutes.
3-1, Barrie leading. If Game 5 is necessary, it will be Saturday night. If Game 5 is not necessary, CJBQ will bring you Game 5 of the Trenton-Kingston Series Saturday night at the Doug McDonald Community Garden, now even at 2. Face off to the right of Blackwood. A lot of the draws have been in the Barrie zone. Puck comes right up through the middle, and there's nobody there to hold it in. Subban at the defensive blue line to Ewell and back to Jordan Subban. His last game as a Bull, no matter what. I'm assuming he'll be in the pros next year, even though he has not yet been signed by Vancouver. Puck sits behind the Barrie net. Jonathan Laser, who scored late in the second period, goes after it. Can't get it through traffic on the far boards. Now in behind the net, Stephen Harper for Cramarosa. His centering feed goes off Blackwood and eludes Wolichka, carried out by LeBanc to center. And at the line, Mangiapane will run offside by a half a step.
Well, one thing we see about Barrie, they go offside a lot because they attack.
Yep.
And they don't mind because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be okay. But that's one of those gambling things that they go for. They just hit the line at speed, and if they go offside once in a while, they're not worried about it.
In hockey these days, you don't see a lot off the rush like you used to. But this Barrie team, man, they live with it, and it's fun to watch.
Look at their coach.
Well, Dale Howardchuk may have done a little rushing in his time.
ABA.
Here is Belleville again in the Barrie zone. It's in behind the net. Swooping in to get it is Trent Fox. Fox passes it into the feet of Bignell. Turned over to Lemke. Lemke will just jam it in deep as Fox goes forward behind the net. Tries to cut out in front, tipped at the side of the goal, and not enough on it to get it through, and now Lups had the stick taken out of his hand. He's controlling the puck with his feet with two Colts on him. Comes back, and Bignell keeps it in at the line. Good footwork by Matt Love. And that takes a lot out of you. He's gonna head off. And now the Colts are in with Radke, trying to drive in from the left wing, and Lemke prevents that. Loose puck results in the near corner. Gustafson slaps it back. Lemke gets the feed, dropping it to Petty. He'll pursue center and find it. Nicky Petty drives it over the line. From the slot, hard shot, missed the net, went in after his own rebound off the end boards. Can't get there in time. Now it's Lashram. He'll drop it back on the wall for Gustafson. He drives back against the left wing boards. Cleared behind the net for Petty. Center in front, scores! George Subban! Third goal of the playoff for Jordan Subban. Puts Belleville to within one goal with 14:25 left in regulation.
Well, that's about the way you have to do it with Barrie. It has to be a set play. He came into the slot, one-timer, before Mackenzie Blackwood had time to set up. And that was the difference on that goal, and that's the guy to do it, Jordan Subban, your top goal scorer over the season. Jordan Subban and your top scorer in the playoffs, not surprisingly. Great play.
Well, defenseman leading the team in scoring this year says a lot. I mean, Jordan was exceptional in that respect, and now with his third goal of the postseason. Gustafson behind the net that made the play to Subban in front. And now Belleville down by one and a lot of time left. And right now the difference in the game is the Jonathan Laser goal. Puck hits Stephen Harper at the Barrie blue line, and he's offside. Cleared back the other way, and Subban, who probably is going to see about 10 minutes of the final 14 in this third period.
If not the final 14.
Colts regain it. Here's Laser with it. Peels it off. And Ben Harper to center. LeBanc plays it across the Belleville line. Alex Jewell with room to move out to center. Stick handles left and then right. Gets it across the line. Stephen Harper back in the slot. Michael Cramarosa with the shot. And Ben Harper deflects another one out of play.
I'll tell you what, the Belleville Bulls have Barrie on the run a little bit. They're making some nice plays. That was a great rush by Ewell, a great pass. And if not for Ben Harper, and I'll tell you what, that guy is just a shot-blocking machine, mostly with his stick. He just gets the stick into shot lanes almost all the time.
Colts win the draw. They bring it out at center, led by Cordell James to Radke, looking for James in front as he's tied up all the way by Jack Hanley. And so George Burnett getting his fifth and sixth tee out, passes in behind the net. Played back to the far boards, Profit playing in halfway. Came off the end boards right off the side of the goal. And in behind the net goes Price. Into the near corner he skates. Throws it on the backhand into the corner. David Thomasek. He'll lock up in the battle with Cordell James. James is able to come up with it. Fires it back to the line and off the stick of Bauman. And the Colts will just throw it in from center and then regroup. Back, they'll make a line change. Bulls have outshot Barrie by 12 and yet still trail by 1. They got to keep it up. Here's Lupp. In behind the net and around it. Steals it in deep. Why are the Bulls playing 4 men high? Puck is deep inside of the Barrie zone. Nosad will bring it away. And a pass is in behind Scott. He grabs it right at the blue line. Steers it in behind the net. Now gets it back again from Bowie. And sent back and past the open point and down the ice. We're down by 1. And Belleville was playing not 3 but 4 high. Here's Gustafson behind the net for Petty in the left wing corner. Comes around the boards, lost it. Bigelow was already backing off, and he had to reverse himself in order to keep it in. He'll get it down in the left wing corner. And it's been in on the wall. Jammed free. Bowie tracking it. And he's able to get there just ahead of Justin Lemke. Could be an icing call. And is. 11:40 left in period number 3. Colts lead is now 3-2.
That was a heck of a play by the Bulls to find Jordan Supin open in the high slot. Reminiscent of his goal last night, except it was not on the power play. He came into the slot. Wonderful one-timer. He delayed the shot the other day.
Bulls win the face-off. Shot by Subban from the line. Right on. And again, Quinte Blackwood. Big and square. Even when he's not square, he's still big.
Well, and that goal says it all by Subban. You have to catch him when he's not set. And that shot, that play was set up so nicely on a one-timer that he didn't have time to set.
Bulls in the front of the net again. Here's Wolitzka. Playing it on through. However, Mangiapane will pick it up. Stealing it to Blandisi, fighting it on the right wing, but he's into the zone. And he gets the point. Mangiapane back to Ben Harper with the shot. Knocked down in front. Scramble. It's under Graham, and he gets the whistle.
Oh, good stop by Charlie Graham with a ton of traffic in front. And he kept that puck out. And he knows that now they're only one goal behind. A team that doesn't score a lot of goals with lots of time left, 11-14 in this third period. The crowd's really getting into it. Bulls want to keep that momentum going and keep that crowd energy going.
Well, they're doing the wave. And in this building, when you don't have any seats really in the end, it's not easy to do, but they're doing a great job.
You have to time it right. You have to know when to reconnect from one side to the other.
Absolutely. That was going by us. Throw your arms up there, Bo. David Thomasek over the line. Leaving it for Fox. Back to Thomasek. Has to fight for it. And getting a piece of it, Carbonera. Moving it ahead for Howard Chuck. At the line, Carbonera shoots and misses far side. Going to come around the boards and that Luck picks it up. On the right wing with Ben Harper back. Luck shooting right on. And the save is made and a collision and the goal. And there's going to be a penalty against the Barrie Colts. Luck ended up right in the crease. He was upended. And Glazer is going off.
Well, again, big time pressure by the Bulls. A big stop by Charlie Grant. And they go right up the other end of the ice with big pressure. And I said it a couple of minutes ago, they've got the Colts on the run. And this crowd is into it. Bulls are feeding off the energy.
3,000 plus.
They will not get this in Hamilton. Not as long as they play in what is now called First Ontario Center. They will not get this. And if they do, it'll seem like 3 people because the Bulls seats 9,000.
Face off will be to the right of Mackenzie Blackwood. Wolitzka, Petty, and Harper. Subban and Thomasek on the point. Subban with it. Up top, 2 power play goals in the series for Thomasek. Back to Subban. To David Thomasek. He'll have to play it to the outside. Keep it away from Mangiapane. It ends up being picked off anyway. And the clear to the line by Bauman and brought in offside.
Man, I thought he was okay. And he gloved it down to himself, too. Oh, I thought that was a bit harsh.
Well, right now, anything negative seems particularly harsh.
Yeah. That's right.
Face off outside of the Barrie blue line. 3-2 Colts. Bulls with a power play. They're 1 for 3. Short on the first one. Fairly ineffective on the next 2. Right now, they have it behind their line, and Yule takes it all the way behind his net. Alex Yule with some room to move up. Short lead pass to Nicky Petty. Passed off left side. Subban stopped at the line by Blandisi. Petty's got to get organized at center. For Alex Yule, drop back. Stephen Harper. The puck movement is just so slow. Now it comes back to Petty. And he was going to shoot on the back check. Great effort by Blandisi. Takes the puck away, and Ben Harper will shoot it down the ice.
That's a 52-goal scorer, diving on the ice and sticking his arm out in front of a shot.
1 minute remaining. Power play. Midway, third period. Subban fires it into the left wing corner. Anderson is the first on it. James can't clear it through Welichka. Now tied up on the near boards. Welichka jams it down to Petty in the left wing corner. He's having trouble with it. Back to Welichka. Hemmed in. To the line. Subban to Welichka left side. Welichka pass across for Tomasek. Harper with that big reach. He deflects it, and then he goes sliding his body on the ice. On the ice it went. Charlie Graham had to come out of his net and keep it away from the oncoming Steven Nosad. 18 seconds left in the power play. And it's fired down by Anderson. It comes off the end boards and onto the stick of Scott. He'll be checked by Tomasek. Puck is taken by Subban. 7 seconds left in the power play. Into the slot. He's got room and then shoots it off Anderson's skate. And a power play over. Michael Cramarosa, side of the goal. Lost it behind the net. Has it back. Tips it out in front. There was nobody there as Gustafson was playing in too deep. And now the Colts, who have killed off their third shorthanded situation after Belleville scored with their first. Now with even strength and 8:20 remaining in the third period. Gustafson couples out at center. Into the middle, Tomasek over the line. Craig through, tries to get through the defense, and Webster got a piece of him at the last moment. Now it's Lashram down in the far corner. Behind the net, he's still got it. Lemke playing in deep, now backs off. Lemke to the goal and right into the skates of Blandisi. And now it's Mangiapane. Slap shot, missed the net from the left circle. Puck tipped at center and Bignell had it go off his stick. Blandisi gets it back. Driving in, left wing, drops it back. Mangiapane, they get it out in front. And the block by Lemke in the Bulls counter on the right wing side is Matt Lump. Over the line, dropping it back, and Cramarosa can't hang on to it. That needed to be clean. Now back the other way. And now in deep. Blandisi, slot, backhand shot, missed the net by LeBanc. And it will be carried away. And I tell you, it's exciting. Colella down the left wing side. Trying to center is Luff, and it's redirected by the Colts back into the center ice area. 3-2 Barrie. Lella at the line. Gets bumped off the puck, and Harper clears it out. Under 7 to go in regulation, and Belleville still trailing by 1. Alex Ewell will bring it away at center. And he'll turn it over. Clear out by the Colts, doesn't work first time, does in the second, and here comes Ratke. Coming into the play is Price. There's a pass in front, and it gets past Price and over to the far wall. And now, in the corner is Ratke. Turns out in front, poke checked away by Bignell. And swooping in after that will be James in the far corner. It slowly rolls up. Jonathan Laser from the half boards in deep. And behind the net, pinned by Ratke on the boards. Worked free, centered by James. And that missed the target. Price was intercepted by Fox, brought out by Cramarosa. And Fox ran offside. Fierce action. As the Bulls try to get on even terms and down to 6-12 in the third period. The Colts are leading 3-2 in the OHL playoffs for Eastern Overhead Doors on CJBQ.
You may be a great Canadian if you were mad at CBC when the Beachcombers were taken off the air. Dismiss all beers under 6% is beer for the elderly. You know that the Friendly Giant isn't a vegetable product line, and that zippers were invented in Canada. Then you know a Great Canadian oil change can only be had in Trenton. The gang at Great Canadian Oil Change know it's just a no-appointment oil change. But if you know that Casey and Finnegan are not a band, you deserve a great Canadian oil.
Change it like a Canadian. Great Canadian oil change.
Jack Miller, Paul Svoboda. The memory, Tom Gavey. 6-12. Less than the third period. with it off the draw. Played off the right wing boards by Huey. Gets it across the line. His pass is taken away by Lindstrom to Gustafson, now to Petty. Petty on the far boards, drives in deep against Jonathan Laser. Is relayed back to the right point, and the shot taken by Lemke doesn't get through, and it's brought back out. And here comes number 17, Justin Scott, 30-goal guy who probably gets overlooked on a team that's got a bunch of 40s and a 50. And the Colts are missing a 40-goal scorer throughout this entire series. But Mew has been out with a bad hand. Ewell after it deep in his own zone. 5:20 remaining. Ewell for Subban. Cuts to the outside. Gets around Blandese. He gets it over the line. And his first shot is over top of the net. Comes off the glass. And Welichka playing it in deep. Bouncing it for Stephen Harper. His centering pass is knocked down by Blandese. Cleared back, and Ewell went right off his stick.
It was a bouncing puck. It was tough to control. You could see it was jumping around, and just was not able to settle it down. There was a lot of pressure on him as well.
Oh, on everybody now, down by 1 and 4:45 left in the third period.
As much as Jordan Subban hasn't come off the ice, how about Ben Harper? Good God.
Well,
what a workhorse.
Yeah, he hasn't come off a lot throughout the series. And yet, when you look at it, I mean, Profit and Bauman have been playing lots. They're 5-6 deep. Laser and Harper, Westford, Anderson. But you're right. It just seems that we see Harper so often because he's right in the middle of things. He anticipates the play so well.
With all the offensive power they have on this team, if I had to pick one guy to have on my team to start Barrie with, it might be Harper or Blackwood.
Big trade with the Erie Otters and landed him in Barrie. 3-2, Colts are in the lead. Centered from the corner by Fox. Broken up and carried on by Ratke. Center over the line. And he sends it off to an open way, and David Tomasek will pick it up. Chips it for Loff at the line. And, well, I'll tell you,
I think it was Tramarosa on the far side, or Fox. Is it Fox over there? Was just a little bit ahead of the plate.
3,194. Face off one in their zone, and now into the Belleville end to my right. Subban takes the feed from Ewell, carries behind the net. Bulls are basically down to 4 defensemen, with Morris and Hanley 5-6 in the pecking order tonight. They haven't seen much ice in the third. Petty drops it back. There's the drive by Layton from up top of the right circle. Grabbed by Blackwood, and now Gustafson trying to start something, and this isn't the time.
Well, and it's the most glaring physical mismatch on the ice. Gustafson 5'7" and Harper 6'6".
11-inch difference.
Harper's so steady, and Gustafson is a pepper pot. It's kind of an interesting combination, seeing those two mixing up behind the net.
He's a competitor.
Yeah.
And we knew that.
Yeah.
We knew he wasn't going to score 30 or 40 goals. He ended up with 20.
I told him when he got traded here in the off season, I said, we've hated you for 4 years, and I know you're going to be loved here now, because that's that type of player you love to hate when you don't have him, and then you love him when you have him.
There's a bank pass ahead. Mangiapane picks up a puck up on end. And he's got it deep in the Belleville end, curls off in the corner, and then gets poke checked by Ewell. Landese up at the line, sends it in off the stick of Mangiapane in the far corner in the Bull zone. And taken down by Subban. And puck is underneath Mangiapane. And he doesn't mind staying on top of it because it's taking time off the clock.
And it'll come out, too. It should come out. Yeah, referee signaled it coming out because it was frozen on the ice by the Barrie player. So that should come out of the zone, and it is. So that's a good break for the Bulls. 3:21, Jack on the clock, down by 1. As good as Barrie. Yeah. As good as it gets for excitement.
Well, that's bad goal in the second period right now is the difference in the game, which is unfortunate for Charlie. Michael Cramarosa gets the feed from Lemke. Gets to the line, coming hard on the back check is James. And Cramarosa backhands it to the net in the game. Why aren't Bulls going to the net? They're down by 1. 3 left in the period. What are you doing hanging back? Don't worry about the fourth goal. Just go down and do what you can to get
there can be nothing held back now. 3:05 in the third, down by 1. And you know Mackenzie Blackwood is going to freeze everything that comes his way. Why not? So you've got to pressure him then.
Petty on the face-off, winning it against Huey. But it ended up behind the net. Webster will just slap it out. Ugly 101 coming up for the Barrie Colts. They'll just send it down the ice every chance they get. Why not?
Absolutely.
Now a turnover by Belleville. Chance out in the slot. Huey seals it off, and Scott missed the short side on the pass. And now the Bulls come out. Another stray pass. Too far for Leishram. He gets it a go to get there, and he can't get there in time, and it's cleared back at center ice. Ewell for Subban at the defensive line for the Belleville Bulls. Nicky Petty. Another play that will end up as a turnover. Anderson has it. Bulls aren't challenging him. He's just going to skate wherever he wants to go on the ice. Nobody's going after him. He takes it from one end of the ice to the other, down in the corner, and then finally Gustafson bumps him off the puck. And Anderson just comes right back and takes it away from Leishram.
Got away with a hold there, too.
Now a turnover by Ewell behind the goal, centered in front, and off the stick of Harper, Petty and dribbles back at Graham. And
well, smart play by Graham, frees the puck. Your team needs a change. They get a chance to collect themselves. George Smith's going to call a timeout with 2:01, and they're going to talk about what they need to do to find, if possible, the equalizer.
Well, and I'm sure to discuss as well, depending where on the clock and where the puck is when Graham comes out of the net. Barrie leads 3-2. They had a 3-1 lead into this period. Jordan Subban has got Belleville back to within a goal. And Burnett active with his players. Sometimes they just want to give them a breather. Keep your key guys on the ice. But he is...
Well, two guys we know we're going to finish this game. Probably won't come off the rest of the game. Number 14 for Belleville and number 8 for Barrie. I don't think those guys have come off much in the whole course of the game. Period. Harper just so steady. And, of course, Jordan Subban. The offense of the Belleville Bulls starts with him. And often, well, more often than not, this year ended with him, too. Leading goal scorer.
Face-off will be to the left of the Belleville goal, and Barrie wins it. Ben Harper plays it deep, and Stephen Harper reaches, can't get it. He'll get it in the far corner and play it in behind the goal. Michael Cramarosa dropping it back, and the Colts won't let Belleville get beyond the circle. Now the pass out to Cramarosa from Subban. He gets taken off the puck by Ben Harper. Charlie Graham starts to wander out of the net. He hasn't left the ice, but he's up at the hash marks as the Colts are going to get it out. So Charlie backs off, and Stephen Harper goes after it. Ahead of Mangiapane behind the net. He will leave it there in a minute and 22 seconds left. Jordan Subban moving up slowly to center. 5 Colts standing across the blue line. Graham gets to the net. There's the shoot-in. Bulls can't get the pursuit they want. It bounces up to the line and out. Here come the Colts 2-on-1 and an empty net. Here's Blandisi. Good night, Irene.
And good night, everybody. Not just Irene.
.103 left. And an empty net goal spells sweep. Belleville has outshot Barrie by 13 in this game. Blandisi gets the 3rd point of the game and his 9th of the series. So that will be goal number 4 for Blandisi. And into a yawning cage at 18:57. And under normal circumstances, people would be flooding to the exits with under a minute to go, but they aren't. And we know. it's about to get very emotional here. Harper got one of the assists. I didn't hear who had the other, but at this moment, it's booked.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Face-off will be to the right of Blackwood. The Belleville net is still empty, and again, why not? Played back to the line. Subban kept it in. Now it's over on the far side. And now it comes to the side of the net in behind. Stephen Harper, left side high, getting across Subban. Launching it in. Half a minute remaining. Side of the net, now pulled in behind the goal. Stick handling in the corner is Thomasek. Box with the shot. And pile of players in front that doesn't get through. And now it's cleared out to center right. Harper. And now Thomasek just got hacked.
Oh, Fox.
Oh, it's Fox, pardon me.
By Hui.
Well, Thomasek's down too.
Yeah, both down. Hui went after Fox, and Fox watched Hui. Ridiculous move by Hui. Former Bull, game pretty much over. Not a class move by the Barrie Colts, but we saw that the other night too, didn't we?
Yep, we sure did.
And they played the number one power play unit with no time left to make it 8-2 instead of 7-2. Wow. No class.
Jared Hui coming from behind. And took down Thomasek. Well, there's 17 seconds left, and it's unfortunate this stuff's got to happen.
Well, that's just total crap by Barrie. All you need to do, as you said, is be boringly ugly for 20 seconds, and you win the series and you move on. Get out of town, get your post-game meal, get on the bus, nice shower.
And get ready for the next round.
Unnecessary.
May not be long.
If anybody should be bad and pull something like that, it should be a Bull. Good God.
5 minutes left in the Kingston game, trailing 3-1 there. So the Bruins are beginning, no doubt, to appear, although they're not going to come from the Kingston fans, but any North Bay fans there tonight may have brought some paraphernalia with them. Who knows? Dale Howard Tuck. Jared Hui. Put that out. Interesting to see what the call is on Hui. You can buy back those like game misconduct, stuff like that. But you can't buy back a match penalty. I'm not saying that'll be the call, but in the case of Trent Fox, he got kicked out of last night's game when he retaliated and started a fight after he had been fouled. And it took Belleville out of a potential power play situation with 3 minutes left in the third. But this time it's a power play for Belleville as Scott's number is up on the board, number 17, but the game's down by 2 and 17.8 seconds left. And the fans are saying, there's been a few head-offs to the lot, the parking lot, but they're saying, and now they're standing. Belleville net is empty. And Giovanni, shot goes off Stephen Harper. He was looking for his hat trick. Brett Wolitzka, the center, and now tangled up is Giovanni down in the right wing corner. And now Thomasek has gone after Jonathan Laser. So the series isn't going to win quietly. But they haven't thrown any punches. Thomasek has pretty much got him in a bear hug. Now Subban's going after him, but now it's going to
Let's go!
Well, Thomasek wanted Laser, and they grappled each other to the ice. Laser's helmet off. So 4.5 seconds left. And the Bulls aren't going to go quietly. And for the third time in this series, 3 times, Belleville, in my estimation, has outplayed Barrie.
Yeah. Just can't get that goal
Jack, and that's, we talked about it. We sound like broken, well, in our day, 45.
At least not 78.
DVDs that skip, I guess, that they just, you know yourself, to get beyond that 2-goal or 3-goal limit for Belleville has been so difficult this year. And you're right. With a bit of luck, this could be easily a tied series.
Bulls have 9 players on the ice.
Worth a try. And the goalie.
And so now the other one, you have to pull 4 guys off. They have basically 2 lines of 4.5 seconds left in Bulls history. See the puck drop and get this over with, but determining who needs to go into the penalty box. Just drop it, it's done. They got to do it by the book. Debris in front of the Belleville bench, that'll get cleaned up. Well, they're certainly prolonging the last few seconds. 5-minute penalty was thrown up against Michael Grammarosa. And if that's a match, guess what? That carries through to next year.
Some problem at the Barrie bench. Well, some people in the hallway, I don't think it's fans.
They're off the draw. Into the corner. Lemke will be the last Bull to handle the puck. Their feet. They're waiting for Barrie, I think, as much as anything to stop celebrating. They have swept Belleville, even though they were up top by 15. 3 times in the series, the Bulls have outshot the Colts and have lost them all and scored a total of 7 goals. Final shot 40-25 in Belleville's favor. 14 in the third period, thus 5 for the Colts. And the fans have stayed, Paul, and but ovation-wise, because we're going to get the handshaking here. I think they're now going through that stunned period of realizing that's it.
Yeah, you're right. I think you and I are too.
Yeah.
It's been, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's been like going to the same funeral for 3 weeks. And today felt really weird. And finally, it is the bitter end, and it's very bitter. The fans are being great, giving them a great hand, but it is the bitter end to this 34-year-old franchise. Just the way it went down, not right. We understand all the reasons and all the things that compounded the problem. There's absolutely no difficulty in understanding that, but the way it went down was wrong. The league abandoned Belleville, and they allowed an owner to abandon Belleville. Yes, he stayed here for 11 years. I give him a lot of credit for that. He only had to stay 11 days. He felt like it, but the league has turned its back on one of its best small markets, and I hope they can live with that, but it's all underlined by the almighty buck now, and they get to go back into a market that has failed miserably forever. And good luck having this kind of crowd, this kind of emotion for any game in Hamilton next year, unless they build what is rumored to be a small rink that will seat 5,000 around Aldershot. Otherwise, this team will not survive in cavernous First Ontario Centre. It's failed before. But enough of that. These guys have provided us with a lot of fun for 34 years.
Bulls will stay on the ice, waiting for the Colts to get off. Actually, right now, Bill Howard has got his feet on the ice.
we hear the franchise theme song, which we haven't heard often enough here in the last 11 years, but we used to hear it all the time in the early days. Wasn't that a party by the Irish Rovers? And let's give the fans here a lot of credit. They made it a party tonight. They were so much a part of this game, and they are still a part of this game.
Pardon me. Dale Howard-Chuck did keep his team out, and they applauded the fans.
Yeah, good for them.
Bulls are still on the ice. And the crowd's staying. Players are all in the circle, but not around the circle. They're in it. And hugs for some. Brett Gustafson, not Stephen Harper, but Brett Gustafson and Adam Bignell. This is it for them. Brett Velichka, last game in the OHL. So they will go through their own emotional feelings. But for the 3,100 who have stayed, and the applause for the team that's just up to the ice. The last time. They might have to stay out there for a while. Fans all on their feet. Andrew Mink just stepped off. Maybe others will do likewise, but a lot of on-ice punch. Fairly Graham. As we come back, it's an overrate. And if so, with this franchise, as we go to Hamilton, Connor Hicks has been groomed to take over. George Subban, can't see him back as an overage. If he doesn't sign with Vancouver, somebody else might snag him in the draft, or he'll definitely get free agent offerings. Maybe in the minds of some, maybe in the minds of many, this might have been inevitable at some point. The way this went down. Okay. Slowly but surely, they're coming off the ice. Even slower, fans beginning to move out. And they still may be called back for church calls for one last time. This rink is going to look a lot different next hockey season.
Yeah, empty.
You won't see the rink boards and the on-ice advertising to the extent that you have for an OHL game.
And I'm not laughing because it's funny, because I'm either going to cry or laugh.
Well, we'll have things to talk about, obviously, when we come back. 4-2, the Colts win up. They sweep the series. Kingston has been swept in their series.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Who'd have thought that?
Well, we sure did. We thought they were primed for a playoff victory, and here they get swept by North Bay.
That's good for North Bay. Wow, that says a lot about North Bay, eh? Just go about doing their job and do it very efficiently and do it well.
Well, they play playoff hockey all year.
Yeah.
A better offense for Stan Butler to deal with this season, and some experience. A lot of experience based on last year's run. For the Belleville Bulls, it's done. Adam Bignell was taking off his sweater and put it at center ice. Thanks the crowd. And then steps off. We'll be back one last time for the Mackey Insurance post-game show.
Is your garage door failing to close properly? You may have a problem with the safety eyes. These little sensors can easily get shifted, blocked, or damaged. I'm Ernie Wales of Eastern Overhead Doors. We understand garage door safety eyes like your optometrist understands your eyes. At Eastern Overhead Doors, we solve many garage door problems. Fixing safety eyes, that's just one of them. Schedule your garage door eye exam today.
Nobody knows garage doors and openers like the Big E. Eastern Overhead Doors, Belleville, and EasternOverheadDoors.com. CJBQ now presents the Mackey Insurance Post-Game Show, brought to you by Mackey Insurance, your locally owned, family-run brokerage firm representing Quinte since 1977. Let their family serve your family. See them at 211 Dundas Street East.
Responsible actions deserve to be rewarded, like protecting your home with an alarm system. I'm Bruce Mackey from Mackey Insurance. If your home is equipped with an alarm system and water detection system, you could qualify for discounts on your insurance. Remember, if you go away this winter, someone should check on your home every 24 to 48 hours, even if you have an alarm system. Switch to Mackey Insurance, where responsible actions are rewarded. 211 Dundas Street East, Belleville. Be sure. Insure with Mackey Insurance.
Welcome back for the Mackey Insurance post-game show. And people do not want to leave. I don't blame them. But there may not be 3,100 left in the building at the moment, but Paul, I got to think at least half of that. The team has long left the ice, but fans are soaking up every last moment of this.
That jersey, Adam Bignell shed his number 55 jersey and put it at the center ice dot and patted it, and it's still there. And boy, that speaks volumes. The team, the city, the community that the OHL has now left behind. And the logo at center ice on the jersey says exactly that. And what a fitting move by Adam Bignell. His dad played here. His dad met his wife here. Adam Bignell came back as a second-generation Bull, played his entire OHL career here, came back to finish his OA year. And wow, what a move that was to do what he just did. And fans are from all over the rink are coming around to take a picture of that Bulls jersey on the dot. And that's it. That's the absolute end of it. The Belleville Bulls are no more. And, wow, that sounds unbelievable that we are even saying that.
I remember the first time that I heard that team might be up for sale and it's going to move, and it was said in the heat of the moment, and it was Dr. Vaughn who said it back in 1990.
Yeah.
And there was a strike.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and,
I remember following that. I was in Orillia, and I was following it closely.
And I remember there was a circus in the building, and then when the clock struck midnight, of course, the workers that handled the building, it was a citywide strike, and they just turned off the power plants. The ice melted, and here there was a circus, the last thing on the floor. So you can imagine, basically you've got all the floorboards down on top of the ice, and then all the stuff from the circus and the elephants and the whole bit, and the ice just melted. And the floorboards sunk into the ice. They all got ruined. It was $70,000 in damage at the time just to replace those floorboards, and that's 25 years ago. And so the Bulls were in Trenton for a bit. Now, this was during the preseason. And in Sterling, and I always remember being at the Trenton Arena and Dr. Vaughn telling me, because this whole strike thing obviously was critical to the team, and they might have to play out of town and all these other things. And that was 1990 when Doc said to me, I remember it like it was yesterday, said, I can't be dealing with this, and I'm going to sell it, and it's going to move. And like I said, it was just in the heat of the moment. But it's the first time I heard it, and the franchise was at the OHL level 9 years old.
Yeah.
And
I remember that, yeah. I follow that closely.
1990, and then I remember the big rally after the run to the Memorial Cup, the OHL Championship in 1999.
Yeah.
And here it was incredible, and they were getting $3,000 a game. You couldn't buy tickets on Saturday nights, and Wednesday nights were in the high 28, 29, 3,000 range. And, I mean, it was good, and the team was good, and they won a championship, and they go to the Memorial Cup. They were the class act of the Memorial Cup in Ottawa that year. And come home, there's a huge rally in the Market Square. I estimated about 2,000 people. It was put on by Mayor Ross McDougall in the city, and just a big thank you. There was a parade. It ends on the Market Square. And again, I remember Doc, when he got up to speak, saying, well, times are changing, and I may have to sell the team. And this was coming after the most incredible moment in franchise history, and it's like it's always hung there.
Yeah.
And then when the sale came, and Doc Vaughn took you and I out to lunch, along with Brad Vaughn and the family, to tell us that he was selling the team, and he hadn't announced who was buying at the time, but he told us it was being sold. That was 2004.
Yeah.
And then then it was, of course, that process. We were hearing all these people who wanted to buy it. They were all out of town, and that Doc Vaughn made the decision at the time, and it was the right decision, that he was going to sell the team to a group headed by Gord Simmons. And at the time, they told us they left money on the table. They could have taken more money, however the team would have moved, but they had the commitment that it would stay. And for those who say he didn't meet his commitment, that's wrong. The team's here 11 years. And all we've heard for 11 years from some people, they've been worried that it's going to move. And there was never any intention to move it. There was never any talk about moving it. There was no gun to anybody's head about, do this or else. And so it was a case of, it's always been there. Whether real or perceived, it's always been there, it seems, for the last 25 years. So maybe there was some inevitability to it. Yeah, you can blame councils from 1981 on for not getting the upgrades to the building. There was one in the mid-90s, 400 and some odd seats were added, but nowhere near enough. There was a plan for 2017, although not a funded plan. It was in the business plan for the city. You can look at all those things, but I still say, had we had the crowds throughout the last couple of years, there's no way this team moves, even in a substandard building, while they work towards something else and show the need. But unfortunately, chicken and egg comes into play, and that is the Bulls, with the exception of last year, haven't had what you would call particularly strong drafts. They have not gone to the same extent in the import draft that just about every other team in the OHL has done. And as we were talking, when was the last, never mind a 50-goal scorer, because they don't come along every year, especially for every team. There's only 2 in the league this year, but when was the last 40-goal scorer? Well, you got to go back 7 years for the last 40-goal scorers, and there were years, including this one, there wasn't a 30. It's been a low-scoring team, and so the entertainment level perhaps isn't been what you'd like it to be. So does that keep people away? If so, it just hurts things, and you and I have talked about it often. When we've seen smaller crowds in the 2,000 range or the 2,200 on a Saturday night, saying, this isn't going to cut it. So we've known that there's perhaps the inevitability that if things didn't get turned around, that this was going to happen. What we didn't count on is that there would be no response for the community, no period, no 30 days, no nothing. It was just a done deal before it was ever announced, and that we did not see coming. And people can speculate all they want. Miller, you knew it was coming. Well, you're wrong. You know nothing. And I knew nothing about it. Nobody knew anything about it. People in the league said, where did this come from? There'd been no talk. There'd been no rumor. There'd been no tweets. There'd been no nothing. I mean, it was a pretty well-kept secret. And it was done. It was done the moment that we were told about it. And any other city that has either lost a team or was going to lose a team, in my experience in the OHL, has at least been given that opportunity to step up, whether it be a month, 30 days, whatever.
Even if not legally obligated, which Gord Simmons was not.
No, he was not.
No, there was no rider, there was no clause. He did everything by the book. But, to me, the OHL was in on this secret deal right from day one. And I'm talking about Dave Branch, the commissioner. And I like Dave a lot, but I really lost a lot of respect for the office when the way this deal went down. Once that domino effect started with Winnipeg moving their farm team, and then Hamilton and the owner, and we got to say this, Michael Andlauer, the owner,
we've heard nothing but great things about him. He's a community-minded guy. Everybody I've talked to, I talked to the Hamilton reporter from the Spectator that covers the team, said he's a great guy. But that said, the league, to me, was in on this whole it was a backroom deal. There was never any possibility that anybody locally could have responded. And that's the way they wanted it.
Yeah. And there was local interest.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that for a fact.
I can tell you of 4 groups that I know of that at least at the interest side of it, and these are well-heeled people that aren't going to be frightened away easily by whatever this team sold for or that portion of the team that sold. So, I mean, they weren't just stepping up and dipping their toe in the water, but the message has been, and this is the other part that bothers me about it. If it was offered up to other owners and to the city, and I'm speaking as a councillor that's been in conflict of interest but no longer is, if it was offered up and if the city was told, okay, off the pot, you're either in or you're out. The building's either going to have a commitment for an upgrade with a date or else. But that wasn't offered. You can say, well, they could have done it 5 years ago. They could have done it 10 years ago. Yeah, they could have done it 34 years ago. But at least they did that in Owen Sound. They have done that elsewhere when communities have been in danger of losing their teams. And Owen Sound stepped up. They spent money on their building. They made that commitment at the time. They were within an hour of losing the old Owen Sound team, and they weren't the Attack at the time. They were the Platers. And they were on the way to Cornwall.
Yeah,
and
trucks were loaded.
it was literally down to the final hour, and they were able to secure local ownership. We never had that opportunity because all year long, and Gord has said this to me, we enjoy owning an OHL team. If it doesn't work here, we'll take it somewhere else. And you know what? In that respect, I say, you're entitled to do that. But when you're saying it's not for sale over and over again, and that's the message out there, and then it's sold and moving, so, I mean, those are the tough parts for me in terms of the inevitability. The fact this team has been absolutely vulnerable for this to happen. No question about it. We're not stupid. But at the same time, it's just the way it went down.
Exactly, and that's you and I have said that in the 3 weeks that since this went down. We knew all the reasons why it could happen, all the factors, all the finger pointing. We knew all that. Everybody knows that follows this team. It's the way it happened that will not sit right. It will never sit right how it happened.
Here's the interesting thing. Ever since this whole thing started, like right from the get-go, we've been told that Belleville could end up with a team in the near future again if there's something done with the rink. And that's good to know. I mean, if that happens, that's all well and good, and that'll require that commitment. But I think people have to be careful. There's a petition going around, and that's great that people take the initiative and that people... There's Corey Eisen that we mentioned was here earlier on. And glad he came up. Hey, I'm glad you came up. Darren Moxon was here earlier.
I'm going to go down.
You got to go down? Yeah. Okay. Darren Moxon was here earlier, and I knew you were in the building. Where are you, from Vancouver now?
I'm living in Saskatchewan right now. I decided to come home for a little bit, and I thought, you know what, I had to come to this hockey game. It's something I wouldn't miss.
How have you been?
I've been really well. Life has been good. It's been busy, but all good.
And what are you doing?
Right now, I'm working out in the Saskatchewan oil field and making a little bit of money and having a little bit of fun.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that combination whatsoever. I mean, it's been the early 90s since you were here. And, Richard Park and Brian Secord and you, top 3 picks. I believe that thing, you're all centers and build a team. So I'll throw this at you. We talk about great playoff series. How about the 7-gamer against Oshawa coming back from the 3-0 deficit? You know, we think about tonight, and Derek Wilkinson in goal. That's all. That was your first year, wasn't it?
That was my first year, and that brings back a lot of memories. And actually, I still talk to Wilkie to this day. We just because via Facebook, and Facebook is probably the greatest thing. It really is, and I just think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Absolutely, Corey. I'm glad you came up, and thank you for coming here for the final game. It's tough on all of us.
It's definitely been a tough time, and it's a sad day, but life goes on, and hopefully there's hockey back in Belleville soon.
Absolutely. All the best.
Thanks, Jack.
Safe trip home, Corey.
Thank you very much.
Corey Eisen, 3 years with this franchise. Fun to watch. Centerman back in the early 90s. And so another one of the many Bulls that have come back, and just to be here, part of the experience, the final game of the regular season, over 50 alumni that night, and it was quite a sight. There are still people in the building. Nobody, well, some have moved on out, but as far as taking in the whole thing, there it is, and some just are not prepared to let it go yet. We'll be back in a moment.
Ultramar CST Canada, proudly serving the local community for over 50 years. Home heating oil, high-efficiency furnaces, water heaters, air conditioning, farm and commercial gas and diesels, and now offering propane. With automatic delivery and customer service you can rely on, including budget and furnace protection plans. Simplify your life. Peace of mind delivered right to your door. Ultramar CST Canada, working to give you more. Visit us at 406 Maitland Drive in Belleville, 962-4504, or ultramar.ca.
Welcome back, Yardmen Arena, final Mackey Insurance post-game show. And Paul had to find his way downstairs. We'll do a quick rundown on what's happening elsewhere because Kingston's out. Can't believe it. We thought they were going to have a decent run this year, especially after Sam Bennett came back from Calgary. But out in 4 straight. North Bay beat them tonight 3-1. So Kingston has not won a playoff round since 1998. 98, if you can believe that. Kitchener defeated London 5-4, so the Rangers live, but still trail 3-1. Oshawa dumped Peterborough 4-0, so Generals up 3-1 in that series. And Sault Ste. Marie has eliminated Saginaw, big third period. 5-2 Greyhounds win it, and they sweep it all. So 3 teams swept out in the first round. So for us, certainly this is going to give us opportunities from the Quinte Broadcasting Sports section, an opportunity to perhaps add a little more coverage to other deserving teams and individuals in our area. And, of course, the Trent Golden Hawks are still in the playoffs. They have Game 5 coming up against the Kingston Voyageurs. Saturday night, we'll have the game on CJBQ beginning at 7:20, 7:30 puck drop. It's all even at 2 games each, and so we still have playoff hockey junior style, Tier 2, happening in our area. So, by all means, support the Golden Hawks. I know they've been getting great support, and they will carry the Quinte banner and hopefully see them get on into the final, either against the Toronto Patriots or the Toronto Junior Canadiens. They are involved in the other series. Well, what do you say, friends? Just thank you. It's been a good run. Good night from the Quinte Sports Center.
Belleville Volkswagen is overstocked. That means unbelievable value for you. With prices this low, you can own a 2015 Jetta Treadline, just $15,900 plus HST, and enjoy 0% financing. Wow! Or drive the brand new Jetta, $14,900 plus HST on a cash purchase. Have a trade? Belleville Volkswagen is looking for good cars. Enjoy fantastic selection, incredible prices, and a friendly, no-pressure sales staff. Belleville Volkswagen, the dealer with integrity. North Front Street, Belleville, or online, BellevilleVW.com.
This is not BS on the Belleville Bulls. 1,144 regular season games at the Yardmen, 9,126 goals, 60,000 bags of popcorn sold, 100,000 hot dogs eaten, 1 marriage ceremony performed at center ice. Bulls moving to Hamilton? This is BS. You will never be forgotten from the Bulls fans of 800 CJBQ.